insert drink, and hit play.
Hey guys, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is John Daniels with BlueRayDismay, and here I have my two counterparts with me.
And the Right Honorable Javier Ian Marcellus Ignatius II, Esquire.
That's right.
And right. Bruno Diaz, a.k.a. Johnny C., a.k.a. Johnny Walker.
Johnny C., Johnny Walker, and Jimmy, Mr. JBR. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We are doing this movie not because we are tremendous fans of this one flick, but simply because Terminator Dark Fate is on deck, coming out this November. Supposed to retcon everything between T2 and Genisys. So it's going to go, basically, the new series would be T1, T2, and then Dark Fate. We are going to dive into this movie here. For those of you following along, I am going to hit play in 3, 2, 1. So we're starting the movie now. So guys, feel free, Javier, Bruno Diaz, jump in wherever you want.
Well, it's just the promo logo. First I want to say, this thing is kind of... this whole movie feels kind of unnecessary.
It's just, it's a cash in grab.
Trying to make some more sense of whatever. I mean, they kind of mucked up the franchise far enough with Terminator 3 and then Salvation. Each sequel is apparently less to do with the franchise and the previous ones. The only constant is we've got robots fighting, which you would think would be exciting. Somehow they managed to make this boring. I don't know how they did that. Real talent, I guess. And
yes, the effortless talent to get Hollywood to produce just whatever they want, however they want, and turn it into something like this.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who can't tell, we're already not big fans of the movie going in.
Yeah. In case you guys couldn't already tell.
No, not that good of a movie. Oh, but also right off the bat, Kyle Reese is the narrator instead of Sarah Connor this time around, so that's weird.
Yes.
And he's not that great in this movie. So that doesn't help.
So Jai Courtney, right? That's the Kyle Reese, Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I know him from is Die Hard number 5, which, what is it? Die Hard in Paris or Russia? I don't even know the name of the title.
I don't even remember that movie.
I remember seeing it in the movies. It had some cool flicks. I remember that in that movie that Jai Courtney's in, they ran over like a bunch of Mercedes G-Wagons, and they were actual, real Mercedes, like brand new G-Wagons that Mercedes had donated to the film.
I blame Jai Courtney for that.
Yes, it's his fault.
Famous date, May 9th, 1997, or whatever you said, May 1997. And here come the picnickers.
In LA blowing up.
Unfortunately, I mean, it sounds horrible to say about...
Or is that San Francisco?
Sounds horrible to say about massive destruction, but have you seen it? Is it just rehashing that scene from Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
I mean, this looks cool.
City goes up in nuclear flame.
Cool first scene. I think that's about it.
Except, the opposite reaction for me. I felt like it just will. We just start off immediately rehashing beats.
The scene is that cool, but the graphics were good.
Graphics were very graphic-y. Yeah.
And then we're here in our usual... Again, seen it. The contrast between the vibrant city and then the
post-apocalypse, like the
nuclear winter doomsday.
Yeah.
Where it's dark and everything's covered with ash. And permanently dark.
Horse again.
After.
What's up with that little horse? That little swing.
So this feels like almost like wanting to remake it, and then
they did.
And then halfway through, they're like, "No, we gotta make our own movie."
You know, the funny thing is, I was reading. They were.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, they were actually going to have this start its own new trilogy.
That's what I felt. That's what
This was going to be the kickoff for a new trilogy.
That's what That's what it feels like. They're like, reboot it, restart from the first one, and then start your own new trilogy. But no, it doesn't really.
That kid doesn't look like a scavenger. It just looks like, I don't know.
That kid looks like the little kid from Braveheart. Young William Wallace.
Does he?
I swear to God, yeah.
He might, yeah.
I don't know. I guess the whole thing that strikes me from this movie is just
J.K. Simmons. I like him.
Jameson himself, in multiple dimensions.
He's good in this movie. One side note: I don't like the credits are taking so long still after the title, still popping up now.
All right, so we're at this scene. This kid finds a little dog.
Yeah, he's on one side of the gate. The dog's on the other. Again, beat from the first movie, Terminator, where Yeah, they use dogs.
They use dogs to sniff out the 600 series. Actually, even the T-800 series.
And he's barking.
Yeah. And here's this other random Terminator guy.
Approaching, now they introduced the first Terminator for the film. Which, why is he not just blasting
that little kid?
Well, he's infiltrating. He's trying to get information. He's trying to pump the kid for info.
No, he's not. He was about to shoot.
No, it's like, are you here? Are you alone? Are the others here?
Oh, that is true. No, they're infiltrators. They term them as infiltrators. So yeah, I guess.
Sure.
And this guy's just.
If he would have said that, it would have been a lot better.
Drops out of his
Okay, who's this jokester?
Not a good John Connor. I'm not a big fan of this guy's.
Yeah.
John Connor.
Okay, John Connor rolls in with like a laser gun and blasts in a matter of 6-7 bursts the T-800.
Takes out
phase plasma rifle. Yeah.
Terminator real quick. Yeah.
Phase plasma rifle, 40-watt range. Hey, just what you see, pal. Yeah, so
this is some of
this scene where they're fighting.
Of the movie right here.
This is probably the
future war, which is what I always wanted to see since the first movies. Which I wasn't a big fan of Salvation, but some parts of that movie were cool.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my reaction, but they're not selling me on this future war.
Yeah, everybody's a little too clean.
Right.
It doesn't seem as gritty as it could be.
They're very well groomed for being in a robot war.
For being in a concentration camp.
I guess they had the local barber somewhere in the slums.
Just him, that looks like painted dirt on him.
Yeah,
and the sets itself, it doesn't look gritty enough.
Yeah.
I know, there's two pretty boys walking through the underworld tunnel of what is their barracks or what is their city.
Here's my problem. Just everything feels too much like a movie set. It looks like it was painted to look old, and it's not really old.
And I guess the live motion setting on this TV doesn't help, right?
It adds to the soap opera effect.
Yeah.
I like that effect, guys.
Whatever this hurts is.
Dude, this is a 4K, man. 4K Samsung.
Nah, I need my 30 frames per second.
Dude,
back.
Come on.
Looks like a soap opera.
That's the new look. Of course, it just amplifies the pitifulness of this.
Not the new look.
This intro, this film.
Even John Connor's facial scar doesn't look
as
distinctive as it should for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Just the way however this is shot, whatever, is just not grabbing me at all. It's
the way it's shot.
I don't know. Everything feels so just.
It looks, I don't know, too scripted, too clean, too not Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the guy portraying Kyle Reese, and I don't like the guy playing John Connor, so that doesn't really doesn't do anything for me at all.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, you guys are not having a scene between those two characters.
Yeah.
But I've seen that guy in other movies. He's alright, though, John Connor. But just not as John Connor.
Yeah, what else has he been in?
I don't know, something.
Oh, yeah. Currently here they're also discussing, I guess, the mission?
Yeah, so Kyle Reese is like, hey, buddy, I want to be part of the mission.
Oh,
and
yeah,
John
they're
Connor's
trying to take out the main headquarters. And he's like, no, we gotta do this.
Andromeda level dirt face on his photo. Truly annoyed me.
And then how does he have that photo and not John Connor?
Well, John Connor gave it to Kyle to remember, and then he also gave her a message.
Like if I ring a bell, every time I did a rehash.
You do have a bell.
That hasn't happened. That hasn't happened.
It'll just be ding 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 constantly.
Like, why does he have the photo already before he's even sent on that mission to know who she is?
No, John Connor has a photo. Give it to her.
Did he just give him that photo?
Yeah.
Oh, he just
no, because nobody signed up for the mission to go back yet.
But he's going to, because the way they play this here was...
But I'm saying, why does he have the photo?
How does he have the photo before he signed up for the mission?
Like, what is his reasoning behind having her photo already?
I thought Connor gave him the photo.
For what reason?
He knows he's going to send him back.
Oh, that's true. Connor does know he's already going to send him back.
The way they play this here, like in the playbook, he already knows all the beats, so he's just hitting them in advance. And I feel that's like a problem with this whole movie.
Well, they did that in Salvation too, but he shouldn't really know that much. Like, all he knows is that this is. Well, and again, like, I mean, if they are going to show the future stuff, it would be him doing the main mission that sets up the the first movie, which is Salvation and this part right here.
Yeah. But so just
I think it should focus on different parts. Yeah.
Just throw in some feedback, some general feedback. If you go on Rotten Tomatoes, the ranking is at 26% tomato meter, which is not good. And then
those look cool. Like this is cool.
this is cool, right? This opening scene where they're still fighting. They're fighting this
awesome.
like spider-like thing. This thing is cool, right? Actually, this is my favorite part of the movie. Just kind of like this intro.
They're infiltrating the base.
You know,
like,
when they're not
losing people, losing trucks. Like just
it looks good.
Fighting the Terminators.
It looks good. Yeah.
Does it? I don't know.
I mean,
Javier doesn't think so.
Pretty looking.
That's the
It
problem.
looks very pretty. Like these pretty boys in the movie.
It's too pretty.
They picked like the two prettiest pretty boys to go like fight Terminators. I'm like, all right.
I seem to forget. Yeah, the thing I liked about the original ones anyway is just regular looking people. Like
yeah, man, like Kyle Reese, like just
they're
raw.
bonding, doing missions together.
So Rotten Tomato score 26% on the Tomato Meter, 53% on the audience score per Rotten Tomatoes.
So what do you think, Jimmy? Is this
Javier?
Javier, is this setting up the first movie, or is this setting up alternate timeline, some other alternate timeline?
This movie is busy.
It's an alternate timeline for an alternate timeline.
This movie is busy erasing all the other movies.
No,
it is.
It takes place like the other movies have already happened,
and it erases them all.
I feel like it's on its like fifth loop or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever numbered movie this series is.
Okay.
Is the timeline.
We're at the scene where every single Terminator and everything else just shuts off.
Right. They
Oh, so yeah, their other team succeeded.
What, in blowing up
and
Skynet?
Took out their main
the mission
frame,
in Colorado. They took out the main
which
frame.
Kyle Reese wanted to be a part of, and he's like, "Why are we doing this other thing?"
Yeah.
But so does that
the
mean...
defense grid was smashed. Skynet knew they had lost.
Yeah. That's from the first movie.
Yeah.
So they blow up like the headquarters of
they
Terminator City,
yeah.
the mainframe, and then I guess are all Terminators connected to it through what radio frequency ID? Like what
trope.
the hell?
Yeah.
One controls everything, so you take down one.
As much as I don't want to encourage people to go down the tvtropes.com rabbit hole, look up load bearing boss.
Load bearing boss.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're at the scene where they're going back into what was the original Terminator with this whole dump truck scene.
Here's where the remake shots.
This is where it's basically this is like, okay guys, take a coffee break, go to Starbucks. We're just going to insert, scene for scene, line by line.
This is the other thing that bothers me. For such a remake, it's not a remake. It's a recreation.
It's a rehash.
It's a rehash, a recreation. Even the letter looks too fucking clean. It's like, look, it's like they literally just threw down some paper right now.
I know, like right behind it, they have like a nice hotel, a nice trailer that everyone's just sleeping in.
They just picked up that morning's newspaper, and that guy just crumpled it up. And
this dude doesn't even look like a trash guy. He looks like like,
which is weird because he looks exactly like how he should look in the 80s.
Yeah,
except
so clean.
He's not 80s at all. He's just he's like someone putting on a costume.
I feel like this feels like a stage play of the first movie.
I feel like this whole movie is just like some kid like finding his dad's business suit and trying it on.
Driving daddy's car.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was that? The director?
Someone stole the keys from James Cameron. They're like taking the
director. All right, director goes to Alan Taylor. Writing credits go to.
That's what every non-James Cameron Terminator feels like, though. Yeah. But if he ever did come back, I would be interested to see it.
Yeah.
He has. But the new one coming out, what is it called?
Dark Fate.
Fate?
Yeah, Dark Fate. They're bringing back Linda Hamilton. I'm sure everyone knows.
It's not a very helpful title for the series.
Yeah. I know, it's like if you guys aren't adding insult to injury, that's already there.
Yeah.
But so this one...
But he's not even... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. This one, directed by Alan Taylor. Writing credits go to Laeda Kalogridis. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Yeah. And Patrick Lussier. So those assholes can go to hell, and that's this is John Daniels.
I mean, there's some aspects of it that I like of it. Compared for what it is, there's like a couple clever parts, but
yeah, I'm gonna get to it. There are actually
most part,
one or two things I do like about this movie, but they're very few and far between.
This beginning part where they infiltrated the base is cool. Like,
also,
I'm a fan of that a little bit.
The question I'm asking myself right here is: they've got an entire platoon and a time machine. Send everybody.
Yeah, what is
send that? The damn arm. Send up.
I thought the whole thing was like
send a brigade.
In the first one, they're like, "There's only enough power to send one back." Isn't that the?
Well, no.
The dilemma there.
I forget. In the first one, why'd they only send one? I can't remember.
I think they offhand mentioned something, but I think. And then here, this is everyone's. I am Spartacus moment. I'll go back. I'll go.
Yeah.
You're all volunteering because you just want to bang the fuck.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, they don't really establish that here. They seem to At least we're not paying too much attention because it's not that interesting. But
It's a bunch of slow talk
It's
between two
easy.
pretty boys.
It's easy to get sidetracked in the franchise.
yeah,
I mean, and that's pretty much what the movie does make you think about mostly is the rest of everything.
Hey Javier, I remember when this came out, you and I went to go see it with one of my friends, like at the movies.
right.
And I think it was just so late, like in the night, that by the time we got out, we were too tired to just discuss hating it.
Yeah,
But now that we have time, guys,
yeah,
you will hear it, and we will talk about it.
yeah. Well, hate's a pretty strong word. I don't tend to encourage hate.
Well,
If I can.
okay.
But let me
Yeah,
just
hate
say
is
they're
just
very intense
Abhor.
levels of-
Abhor is a strong word. That's like hate times 9,000.
Oh.
Let's just say there are very intense levels of dislike and disappointment.
Right.
more than anything in this movie.
No, I was just, guys, again,
Yeah.
I don't hate the movie. It's just, there are certain parts where I'm just like, ooh.
I've been waiting a lot. I've been waiting for somebody to make a good Terminator.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
No,
I mean, it
it's
takes a
not
lot for me to hate a movie. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Javier. Javier, thank you.
Yeah, but I will say this: my eyes. At some points in this movie, my eyes are rolling so hard I can see my brain.
You don't hate it, but you might go crazy just
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, a lot of it is like just kind of nonsense. Like the part in Terminator 3, I think, where he's like talk to the hand and he like puts the glasses on.
Oh, that
in the
one.
gas
Okay,
station.
that one. I can.
That's an all-time low for the series.
That was really
But
bad.
some parts of
and
this
that was.
I'm kind of like.
It's similar. It's similar. Like some parts of this where
I'm cringing in this.
where he and
for
we're
the franchise. As
we're
a
gonna
whole.
jump forward. By the way, everyone, we assume that you've already seen this at least once, so we're gonna jump forward. But right, Johnny C. One of the cringeworthy parts is where they're on the bridge later in this movie, and the infamous truck scene.
Oh, my favorite line here. He's like trying to explain about her in the past. He's getting it all wrong, of course, because timeline I agree. But he's like, she's a waitress, and John Connor's like, or the Kyle Reese is like, what? Which makes sense. There's no economy. There's no like society set up now. It's just post-apocalyptic. You don't know what the heck a waitress is.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
one of
right,
the few
right.
things they actually managed to get. Like that's like I will say it's like one of the 2 or 3
One
things in
line.
this movie. I like. Yeah, one line.
The one documented line that was accurate.
Yeah, they actually managed to capture a little bit of the
Oh,
culture
a
shock.
little bit in the future, yeah.
I forgot what I was saying, but
Yeah, sorry.
I totally forgot. Oh no, cringeworthy moments.
Yeah.
So one of the cringeworthy moments later on in this movie, where they had the infamous truck scene, they have a school bus, whatever,
Yeah.
on the bridge, and then Arnold, or whatever his name is, what do they call him? Pops. Pops. In this
Pop.
movie, his name is Pops, and I think in the credits they call him Guardian, which
Yeah.
I have no idea what the hell they're
Yo,
thinking. But
T8, what is it? T-800?
no, he's a T-800 series.
Yeah, he's
but she calls him Pops, and in the credits they call him Guardian.
Call him
Right.
T.
Yeah, Mr. T. So he like smashes into a cop car, and he says something so ridiculous like "Hi, how are you?" or
Oh
something.
no, he says "get out," which is
No, but he says like "Hi, get out." Like he doesn't say
yeah,
the,
he's,
from the,
well, but
the
he
true
says
line.
it like the line like Terminator 2, like when he breaks his head in the helicopter.
Right, that was originally the T-1000.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the first Terminator as well?
Oh, actually, you're right. When he breaks into the initial truck on that first term, no, on the truck
But
toward
he
the
doesn't
end.
stick his head through it.
Well, he beats up the driver, and that's that. It's the movie's clipping.
All right.
He beats up the driver, and
Says, get out.
yeah, he says, "Get out." I mean, he looks like death, and the passenger dude just runs. So he like hops out of the damn.
But that's like him
Well, again, I mean, to
not
be fair,
sticking his head through the window.
a lot of the second movie did reuse a lot of beats from the first, but you can't keep doing that for 5 movies. And I think that's what happened here. We're in the 5th movie where it's like, "Get out, I'll be back."
Right. I
It's
mean,
like-
you can
Those
use it.
those
You
have
can use
lost
it.
their effect 2-3 movies ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
But-
here's a scene where Skynet turns into a metaphysical
He's a nano
like
machine
thing.
bot.
Yeah, they were in flashback.
So Skynet is now a
I like
person.
the loop part of this movie.
Skynet is now a
Doctor Who?
person.
So this is all his.
This is two
This
conflicting
is
sets
his
of memory.
future. No, this is his future.
No, this is a parallel
It's
timeline
two sets of past.
because he references, "Hey, I have
Yeah.
I have memories of when I was a kid, and
But
I,
this is him and where he goes.
this is him in a parallel universe."
no, this is his future.
No,
This is past.
this is a past that he never lived,
Oh,
but he
I thought-
experiences through time travel.
Well, I thought they created it right now. This is what the time
No,
travel
he was
does.
too young to know what Genesis was. He doesn't know Genesis. That Genesis right now doesn't exist for him, but him as a
No,
kid.
he grew up in the apocalypse. This is his future self where he's going right now.
No. Look at this scene.
This is the past.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't.
It's in the future movie-wise, but it's also in the past movie-wise, and in the past chronology for him.
But did it ever?
It is the alternate.
It's an alternate past. It's not a future. It's an alternate past.
No, but did he?
Alternate
I
past.
swear, when he's explaining to,
he's remembering things.
he's explaining to, not Linda Hamilton. What's her Sarah Connor. Right. He's explaining to Sarah Connor, like, hey, I have memories through time travel of something that I never lived.
But that's the ones he just created right now. This place where he went.
This is where he's at. Now we're right now at the alley scene where he shows up through the bolt of lightning. There's the bomb on the side,
and I like how botched his time travel is.
Dude, this guy looks like he's just wearing a wig. It's so cheesy.
Yeah,
so,
why is he floating?
Like that guy looks like he's sipping his tea his little coffee at Starbucks, and they just put a little wig on him. Said, "Okay, buddy, we'll give you $100 to play this extra. Just stand right here and say, you ever see a real bright light?"
Yeah. His time travel was about
a couple meters off.
It was about the same as their take on this movie.
No, he didn't say you ever see. He's like, "Hey, buddy, you see a real bright light?" I don't even know if he says it correctly in this one.
Yeah, that bum's not bum,
Dude, that bum looks better than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just asked him.
You see a real bright light. He still his face.
Yeah. Oh man, and now we're at the punk scene, and this just
opportunity to say R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
Yes, R.I.P. Bill Paxton. This is a true. He was amazing in the first one.
He had the trifecta. He was killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator.
Yeah, he was the best.
Bill Paxton was amazing, and
what was it? Twister?
Yeah.
Nothing clean right. And these punks they look like some kids that you find at Starbucks, with their little
None of these
MacBook
guys
Pros,
is ever going to grow up to become Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's true.
Ever. Right, ever, true. Yeah. Okay, now
this is Pops bug me.
Pops shows up.
Yeah, with the shotgun only? Like, I don't understand. Well, they've been preparing for it, spoilers out of the movie, but they've been preparing for this moment, and he shows up.
So Pop shows up with a shotty, shooting.
I like how one of them stays and watches. That's cool.
The wannabe Paxton. Here's what bugs me. He's had 10 years to prepare for this fight, and he's still getting his ass beat.
I mean, I guess he's older already.
I mean, you would think he would know what to expect.
How many years has it been?
It's been 10 or 11 years. Yeah, they said she says 1973 later.
But it's a freaking robot. He's not going to degrade.
Right, and I was like, again, this movie is busy on doing the other movies because it's like they have to think of
to make him old.
A reason to make him old.
Yeah, just the skin ages on the outside, not his body.
Not his what's it? What exoskeleton?
Endoskeleton.
Yeah. Endoskeleton.
It's like,
all right, then we got Sarah Connor late in the game. God only knows what she was doing. Like, yo, lady,
how are they late?
What is that? A 50 caliber, Jay?
Yes, that is a 50 caliber. According to the IMFDB, there's a Barrett M82A1. Should be a Barrett M82.
Not A1.
It's a tank killer, right?
Yeah, it fires a 50 caliber bullet developed for the Browning A2 machine, Browning 50 caliber machine gun in 1921.
Nice.
Okay, so in the timeline, this 50 cal was available to Sarah Connor. I mean, that part is kind of consistent. That part is kind of true.
I would hope
the specific model is not realistic, but the actual firearm itself.
But the firearm, okay,
is correct for the time. Yeah.
So all Kyle Reese needed to do in the first one was grab a 50 caliber.
Right. Well, they're not.
I don't know why he didn't.
They're not really widespread, though. I mean, that's the thing.
True. Right. I mean,
it would have to be armed.
Plus, no one's going to sell it to some bum who just stole pants off another bum. So I can see how he's not able to quickly or easily acquire such a firearm.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't have much time. There's a lot going on.
Right. Yeah, there's a bunch of things. Not only is he worried about just saving Sarah Connor, he's worried about saving his own ass. He doesn't have time to go window shopping at the local gun show. So. No, nothing against Terminator. Nothing against Terminator 1. Terminator 1 is good. It's good. It's clean.
What I don't get is why didn't the Terminator show up with that rifle and shoot?
Yeah.
Which one?
That's the other question.
Why did he show up with a shotgun and not thing that kills him automatically?
See, I don't know.
That is a Smith & Wesson Model 15 service revolver.
The revolver that
Reese
is holding up against the officer now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the revolver does some pretty good damage against that. It's a T-1000 model.
Yeah, it's probably just firing off 30.
And this guy, this actor.
I wasn't
He
gonna
doesn't
say.
seem as battle hardened as the original Kyle Reese
this,
at all.
this T-1000,
He's kind of surprised at everything that's happening. He's not ready to go. What about? He's just like kind of like fumbling around.
Yeah.
This Asian T-1000 is byung-hunlee, and apparently I checked him out on IMDb. He's got like a number of films that he stars in, a number of Asian films that he's like heavily involved in. So he's like, big shit. We just don't see him too much on the Hollywood side, but yeah, he's big shit. I think he plays a pretty good role here anyway.
He's doing a decent job.
Yeah, like how you're saying they didn't have Robert Patrick back.
He resembles Robert Patrick's demeanor,
the sternness of
his
face.
Very stern, very serious, very like, hey, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
kill you right now. Right? So he does a good job. I think actually this guy does a better job than some of the other actors, some of the other main actors.
As a Terminator, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's doing the best with what he's got, and then I think that helps. I mean, I'm not going to rag on most of the actors on here. I mean, I'm not a big fan of what's his name, the guy who plays Kyle Reese, but there's a lot of talented actors in here. They're just doing the best with like limited material.
Whatever they have, yeah.
Right. I mean, they're playing the hand they're dealt.
If you knew he was in there, why would he stab around him and not in him?
So I was going to say, initially I felt sorry for Robert Patrick since he didn't get to reappear in this, but looking back, he probably dodged the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, nah.
Yeah. He's like, I don't need this shit.
Yeah. I like my good one.
I don't need this shit. And then he slices the Taylor, what's his name? Alan Taylor. What's his name? Who directed this?
And then that's J.K. This is supposed to be J.K. Simmons' character when he's young, right?
Yeah, Alan Taylor. And he slices Alan Taylor in half with his little T-1000 arms.
Yeah. And again, with the same shots, this time Kyle Reese looks at the silver guy and not the silver guy.
What's over
the silver mannequin, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, okay, so T-1000 just offed or, pierced this one cop's, I don't know, back.
He's got the head nod right down pat.
Oh, he's on point. Yeah, he's good. Like I said, this guy's good.
He's, yeah. But then he just wanders around, picks up the revolver, is chasing them.
I do like what they do with the T-1000 model. No, or not this one, but
here's my question, though.
Later one.
Here's my question. If we're on the T-1000, while we're on the discussion, T-1000, if we fast forward, to the next few scenes, they lure him into this cave, this thing.
Right.
And they just, I don't know what they do. Well, no, they melt him.
They drop acid on him, that's all.
Is it acid? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because in the second one, it was specifically liquid nitrogen that froze him. But then the extreme heat in T2
destroyed him.
No, it brought him back. It brought him back, and then it melted him. Yeah, once they launch a little grenade into his head.
Well,
okay, now the infamous line, "Come with me if you want to live."
But again, we've seen that before.
Yeah, the line, terrible. This part doesn't make any sense. What's happening?
Now, soldier.
She's
more Kyle Reese.
Okay, Sarah Connor debuted as now the new badass.
Which I guess is the thing in the movie. Did he turn around?
I forget.
What's that?
The T-1000?
Yeah.
Well, she shot him down. I don't know how he reached it.
He does that sometimes.
He does that thing where he can disinvert himself because he's all liquid. But yeah, so the thing was...
That part's kind of cool.
Yeah, it makes sense. Again, but it's a riff on the other part where he, like, in the Terminator 2, where he hooks onto the car, they knock it off.
Yeah. But it
so he left like a little part. He left like a little... So he oozed some of his T-1000-ness onto the back of the steel door.
Got a tracker of some sort.
But in the...
himself.
Right, and they did... Yeah, I mean, I sense my goo over at the corner of Lafayette and whatever. My gooiness.
Yeah.
So here's Sarah Connor's
I left some goo back there.
Everything's changed.
Emil Clark.
They really just erased all the previous movies with this line.
So within the last few statements of their introduction, or her introduction to him, she basically erased what happened in T1 and T2?
Yeah. Because this Terminator came back in 1973. And then
at least he's ready to go for that. Like, he almost killed him.
The same thing Sarah Connor tried at the mental institution.
Yeah.
See Terminator react. Ooh.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, they just crashed into the fire hydrant. Not good. Not good.
Yeah. Yep. That didn't kill.
So does he have the 50 cal?
Yeah, he's got the 50 cal.
Okay, which he just got knocked himself out with by Pops. by the Guardian.
Pop/Guardian/Arnie.
Guardian, Arnie.
Yeah, I don't like that. Any of this. Any of that whole aspect of it.
So this is where I feel like the film turns into this just comedy show. I mean, it's filled with kind of like one-liners and just snippy little.
Well, their whole relationship is
like she just said, "Bite me."
lame.
Yeah.
And now he's saying that is a very immature response.
It's the whole father-daughter
What the
robot
hell?
thing.
Like,
I guess they're trying to do T2 over
the
again.
original
with
Terminator
Sarah
would like
Connor.
slap her around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wouldn't hurt her that much.
Well, what I think they're trying to do is the same thing where he becomes a father figure for John because he's taking care of him in the movie. And then now they have a whole relationship years over of him being around, pretty much the only one around for her because they got her. He got her parents, I think.
And so Bite Me is.
So this whole thing where she's like, "Oh, you're Terminator Dad," like that's not fun.
Yeah, the whole Terminator Dad role is like
again, that's just
it's silly and unnecessary.
Undoing like pretty much the second movie again because there's a whole spiel in Terminator 2 where Sarah Connor ruminates on how much of a father figure he could be for John because he doesn't get drunk, he doesn't get tired.
Yeah.
And then here we go. We're back on John Connor's flashbacks. He's opening.
I swear, John Connor.
So this is his remembering because he's going to this timeline, so he's remembering all this.
Right.
So it's not something he actually experienced, but now he knows it through time travel.
Through the new phase he's in. Yeah.
I just want to say I agree with the Ramones here. I'd love to be sedated.
Yeah, at this point you want to be sedated. Yeah.
Young people listening to the Ramones, I want to be sedated. 80s pop, punk. Pretty classic. Classic. Probably some of the most.
Also, I don't like how he's like. 1 second he's like trying to kill the Terminator and he knocks him out, and the next second he's like totally okay that the Terminator's there. I figured he would still be kind of like
in shock,
like
oh Jesus Christ!
And then he walks up to it like, "Hey, why is this Terminator?" Like,
and now
he didn't get an explanation.
The T-800, the Guardian is smiling.
Right. Again,
smiling at
another riff from T2 where
Kyle Reese.
Was that just the extended version where he tries to teach him how to smile?
No, I think that was in the original.
I think that was in the original, but in the extended T2 version, there are additional scenes and clips.
There's more smiles.
Right, there's more smiles, which I'm glad they took out.
Additional smiles.
Actually, you know what? I think there's 3 different versions. For T2. I'll have to go. I'll remember them. I don't remember them now, but.
And he goes with this line: "He's old, not obsolete."
Yeah, a line that keeps going
now
through the movie.
They're like a big.
They're
like the American family, right? They have little bickering here and there, and this, that, the other.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You got to impress the Terminator to date my daughter."
Yeah, impress the Terminator. Yeah, impress this robot.
Yeah,
and then
impress this robot that tried to kill.
Also, you notice the paper over plot holes here. It's like, oh, he got sent back in the past. Who sent him? The files have been erased.
Yeah, who did? Like that was the question. Who did send him?
Someone sent him back to when she was even
was it the Doctor Who
before the first one.
It might have been. Who knows?
Okay, and now the T-800 just shot the goo from the T-1000. The goo off that door.
At least he's still working.
But here, don't they need it to lure him? Or maybe it was just kind of like a diversion. Like, hey, we think that we want him to.
He knows
think.
we'll find him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
and they're not really trying that hard.
Yeah, they're busy arguing amongst themselves mostly. And again, call back to T2.
He is tracking his goo. Yeah, he was following it.
Yeah, he's tracking his little goo. He's like, oh yeah, my gooey substance. And he picks it up with his little hand.
My goo. Yeah. Alright.
Dude, he's gonna wash his hands after that.
He can just goo his hands clean.
Oh.
But he's
strikingly similar to Robert Patrick. He's good. He's good. I like this guy. He's good.
I like him as a T-1000 model.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
I wish he got more to do. He did kill some people, so that was fun.
Okay, so let's talk about revenues. So domestic gross for this film was $89 million. And it was actually, this was like a big red flag in the industry, at least from a financial perspective, because it was outmatched. It was expected to go over $100 million domestic, which it didn't. It fell short of that, right? It reached only $89 million, but foreign, it was at $350 million. So everyone's like, "What the hell? We can't even, we can't even come close, in-house to what they did on the foreign market." And the production budget was $155 million. So I was reading that a lot of that production, a lot of that budget was, mass marketing. They have all kinds of stuff to just push this out.
The worldwide market is just too valuable to. It sucks to say, but you can have these types of movies where it's just like this type of quality, writing, whatever. It just has the Terminator name, so it's just going to sell.
Right, it'll sell, not only because it has an existing fan base, but just the pure market, the pure, just promotion of it.
Easier sell overseas.
Right. Now, let's compare
that
to
was
the
cool. I like that part.
revenues compared to the original Terminator.
At least he's ready to go with the grenade.
1984 domestic dollars. The original Terminator racked in $38 million.
Nice.
Right now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you
that
adjusted gross or net present value comes in, it would equal in today's dollars $94 million. And that was the first time it was released. No one ever heard of it. Arnie wasn't, Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't huge back then. Like, he's a megastar right now. No one really knew him back then,
Right, it was a new kind of movie, man. You had to go see it.
And foreign.
It's still coming out these days.
foreign dollars back in 1984 was a total of $40 million. So it did remarkably well on its initial
much
release.
Closer split, too.
Right, which with a much lower promotional budget, a much lower fan base, if it is essentially non-existent, right? Arnie had minimal followers.
Conan and then this.
Right, Conan and then this, and then James Cameron had he had like a piranha movie or one little shark movie. Before James Cameron made the Terminator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had like one little flick.
Yeah. It's a breakout for him as well.
It was a breakout for a break. It was a breakout on top of a breakout.
Yeah.
So the sheer success of the first one when compared to this, it's like, okay, we saw immediate stardom, and now it's on the downward trend. It's just like, ugh. I mean, you can't even catch the millennials watching this, damn movie. It's like, you know what I mean?
What's weird is they keep trying. I don't know.
They keep trying. You can't blame them. I mean, it's a money train.
To say, but it's like, why?
It's a money train. It's a money train, right?
Yeah,
Hollywood's gonna make money.
Like how you said, that shot was kind of cheesy right there. It's literally.
He's like Sub-Zero. We got Sub-Zero
T-1000.
Right, he slides in.
This
Okay.
part, this is tight. Yeah.
Now Sub-Zero turns into
like
Baraka.
That.
He turns into a Baraka and he's throws this little spear.
Rehash from T2.
His little Baraka spear.
T-1000 gets T-800 gets impaled again. They did that in the first
one
too.
I like how he chopped his arm off.
I like this full.
That's good.
I like this full auto.
He should be chopping all parts of.
Okay.
Like he does.
Now here's what I don't get. He drops his goo, his ooze, right, his DNA into a expired T-800, and it comes alive.
He just restarts it.
Yeah, but how? What is that? Is that goo magical goo or what?
No, it's connected to a CPU, so it's running the processing. It's doing all the heavy lifting.
Okay. JBR. Thank you for clarifying. No, I get it.
Launcher, grenade launcher, good stuff.
Well, yeah, they had to blow him up because they can't show Arnold fighting this guy.
Why does that look so bad? It looks like 90 CGI.
Yeah, this scene does look like 90, where the T-800 is kind of all in flames, engulfed in flames, and it does look a little bit cheesier than what it should be.
So what was that? Did he break the floor under him?
Yeah.
The Terminator did?
I think he hit the it was like one of those
like a release or something.
It was like one of those trapdoors, like a.
But the Terminator did, not Reese, or Reese did.
I think Kyle Reese may have. Okay. I think he did to escape the Terminator, who's now trying to pierce him with this rod, similar to the T2 scene, the final scene from T2, where T-1000 pierces T-800.
Yeah. Like I said, keep reacting.
He looks kind of cool.
Again,
look, hits him with the rod. That time doesn't work.
Yeah.
Dude, he punched him in the back, he'd be broken.
No, did he punch him? No, he punched the wall. He punched the pillar, and the pillar
took most of the impact out.
He punched him in the back.
No, so this doesn't
into the wall.
This slows him down briefly.
So you can't electrocute a T-800. We now know that.
Well grounded. Unlike the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Okay, what was that? That was a 50 caliber?
That was the same rifle.
That was a grenade launcher, right?
No, that was a 50 caliber.
Yeah, the 50 caliber.
I think that was a 50 caliber. Yeah, and it completely knocked his, head off. Knocked his block off. Yeah, literally. Now we have Sarah Connor running in the little underground tunnel, the Harriet Tubman tunnel.
I like this part.
Yeah.
What did they get the T-1000? I thought it was liquid nitrogen that stops him, but I guess it's some type of acid.
Yeah.
They're doing what they did. There's nothing. Yeah.
It's just acid.
easier to come by than
Actually,
molten lava.
Yes, you can purchase that instead of lava at the
Or you
local
can make
Home
your own
Depot or
acid, I'm sure,
Lowe's.
somehow.
Bulk purchase of alien blood.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
We got the alien facehugger blood on her jacket.
Oh yeah, so they went to that other timeline where the aliens exist, and they got the alien blood and
What?
the barrels.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the next movie. Actually, I think it's coming out in 2021.
Yeah. It can't be any worse than this. Damn.
It's funny.
So I want the
Triple T3.
Predator to come in, immediately take out the Terminator, and then
Don't forget
Kyle
RoboCop
Reese- no,
and
Kyle
Ed
Reese-
209 is gonna come in on
Kyle
the
Reese and
extras.
Sarah Connor then have to fight the Predator.
Oh jeez. All right.
Yeah. And then this, the old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo. We have two
Yeah.
Kyle Reeses.
Yeah.
One's being mimicked by the Asian T-1000.
Couldn't he, like, bite his finger and show some blood or something like that? That would prove that he's not.
Yeah.
Well, liquid metal doesn't bleed.
Kind of like the blood test from The Thing. Remember the movie, the horror movie,
Yeah,
thing where they do the
yeah.
blood test? Like, okay, if your blood jumps, you're real.
Yeah.
Or no, you're not real.
Which is what
She does. Yeah, she just shoots him. There you go.
Well, that solves things.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
just shoot you in
Problem
the foot.
solved.
But damn, man, foot shot?
Yeah, that would suck, dude.
Like,
If that was like
like
him,
that-
that would
like
hurt like
Like
a...
an arm shot or something.
Dude, that would hurt like a bitch, man. You
He's
couldn't.
not-
You wouldn't be able to walk.
Yeah, he's not walking anywhere. That's bad.
Okay, now we got the acid coming out,
And I believe
which
she's
is
using-
cool.
I believe she's using H&K MP5, right?
H&K MP5. That's a nice little gun. That's a
Yeah.
nice little gun.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, we got the T-1000
This
just like
melting in-
This is nice. I mean,
melting,
take this dude out.
like, just
This is like the
gone.
one
ready
original
to go.
Papa's movie had.
So does that kill it? Does that just completely extinguish it from being able to regenerate, rebuild, or
Yeah.
It disintegrates it, yeah.
Yeah.
it comes into like one final little
Nice.
Bigfoot.
dragon thing that comes out. Okay, now Arnie's gonna sacrifice his arm to keep the T-1000
Well, the skin of his arm.
in check. Oh right, the skin. Oh, the skin.
He pulls it out without getting it wet somehow.
Yeah. So T-1000 is trying to
Where's
morph,
the
trying to
chip in that
change.
thing? Is there a-
What, the T-1000?
Yeah.
There is no chip. I don't think they
It
ever
is
showed
a
a chip.
chip?
I think the T-1000 in and of itself is its own.
Is there a little... No, because then later
No.
on they say that the molten liquid metal is useless without the chip.
In the T-1000?
Yeah.
I do not remember.
Well, they say it later in this.
Well, they say it, but do they ever show it? Because I don't remember any of
I
that
was waiting
in
for him to
T2.
crush. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was in T2. No, they don't show it. That's what I was wondering.
I don't even think
Look,
they reference
are
it.
they melting it
I think they melted it again just to be safe.
Oh,
Or, no, they're
the
melting the
original.
they're melting the T-800.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
So if I'm not mistaken, I believe the chip in the T-1000 is distributed computing among all the little modules of liquid metal.
Like nanomachines?
Yeah.
Jeez, talk about Metal Gear Solid like 7.
Yeah.
So,
So-
one?
Yeah, one. You know, I played Metal Gear Solid 2, and they were talking about that way back when.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, man.
like
Nanomachines,
way back.
That's like the whole
I mean,
thing.
they had like full like dialogues
No,
of script.
Fox died. That's the first game.
Fox die.
Yeah.
Oh man, Metal Gear Solid was a hard game.
I love Metal Gear.
Are they making those anymore?
No.
Oh.
He's got a new one coming
The
out.
latest one came out for. Is it all
This
consoles?
was a
Or,
Pachinko game.
was it a what?
It's a Chinko game where they remastered Metal Gear 3 cutscenes or the Metal
Oh,
Gear.
really? Another
to-
remaster? Yeah, they always remaster. Wait, so did they? Because I know that was exclusive.
Tangent.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sidebar, guys. Sidebar. Sorry. But, okay, we're back at the scene where now
So they built a time machine.
Sarah Connor is
Yeah, which
showing
is
this
completely
time.
unbelievable.
Man, not
even if
really.
they had enough time.
Well, they did
Exactly.
have time. That's the thing. That's kind of the
Well,
whole plot.
I suppose, but where are they right now?
But they need the future tech to make it work.
They're in.
Yeah, they're waiting for the robot to show up so they can get it to kickstart it, to get it going, which is cool.
Right. They're somewhere in LA right now. And now here they're arguing about where to go 1997, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes a line. What does he say?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about
As you know,
past
well, the
memories.
He's
Remember.
talking about his
No.
future memory from this
I was
time.
waiting for another line. He says it.
I mean, he
wish
says some cheesy
turn
ass
the
line.
volume up.
Yeah, I'll turn it up a little bit.
Because he says it somewhere. He says, you have to trust me.
Yeah, jeez.
And then
Enter Cheeselandia.
I wouldn't trust that guy.
See? It's a dream.
I like
He's
how,
telling her it's a dream. He
I
said
like-
it's a dream that I had.
Yeah, I like how tough she is a little bit.
See? It's a memory. He's saying.
It's real.
yeah, it's good message. They want to kill. The mission's always Skynet. Again, rehash from T2.
Yeah, which is what I thought she would have done, really.
Yeah. And Arnie has to explain it.
Right.
Just remembering.
Yeah.
Which is kind of similar to, spoiler alert, some of the explanation they use for Endgame.
Yeah.
It's a really close
Nebula.
explanation. Yeah. So, quantum, that was just technobabble. I mean, like,
Endgame stole it from Genesis. It's fine.
yeah. They actually made it work and made it entertaining.
Yeah.
And,
Makes it better.
Yeah. And then, this is like, yes. Star Trek
Okay, here we go where
And
they
then
show the
Doctor
scene that
Who-Bot takes out
Dr.
John
Who-Bot
Connor.
or the
Yeah.
metaphysical, or the physical now, Skynet, like
Genesis
he does
Systems.
Agent Smith
Pretty much,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
thing into John Connor,
Yeah.
which I don't get.
He nanomachines him and turns him into a
He
robot.
turns into Agent Smith from the Matrix, and he
Right.
like put his hand in John Connor's skin, and then John Connor turns into now what would be an Agent Smith, but in this movie it's the T-5000 or some
No,
crap. It's a T-5000.
It's a new version of John Connor.
Yeah.
Well, but it's a
nanomachine.
T. It's a T. It's a
John
T-5000.
Connor.
Something. It's a T something.
Oh, he pulled the chip out. Now she's threatening him.
Shoot him.
Shoot
That'd
his
be so cool.
ass.
Yeah.
That would be
so.
awesome if she just shot his little
You're not
bitch
part of
ass.
the mission.
Like, you are
Yeah.
officially worthless.
And then arguing about it. They're also a mission.
She's very convincing in this.
Yeah.
I mean, she does a good job as
actor.
Sarah Connor.
Right, yeah. We'll say this. She's a good actress. She's
I
just
know
giving
that-
desperate truth.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's
I think
she, you
they
know
could've-
she's
I-
playing the hand she's dealt.
I love Amelia Clark, but I think they could.
No, it's not her fault though.
Sarah
It's not
Connor.
her fault. Some of the reviews, she even admitted that it was just kind of like a shit show, and the director was kind of like a pain in the ass to work with. I mean, she even said it herself. Let me see. I did take some notes here on just kind of her feedback, what she thought overall.
Another funny thing is that Lena, what's her name? Lena Headey? Is that her name? Cersei?
I don't know.
Jimmy? Jay?
Yeah, Lena Headey, Cersei.
So she was Sarah Connor in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the old TV show on Fox
Really?
back in the day, which I actually did watch a tiny bit of because it was on, and I watched some episodes, and I was like, yeah, it's another. The fun part is that it knows that it takes place in an alternate timeline, so it just plays off of that, where it's just like, hey, this is a what if, let's have fun because it's a TV show.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that 2 Game of Thrones stars are
Right.
Wait,
Sarah
who's
Connor.
Wait, who's the next one? Who's the second one?
Cersei, Lena Headey, who plays Cersei Lannister on Game of Thrones, was Sarah Connor on the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh, on the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah, the old
Jesus.
show.
I remember that. I remember when that
Yeah.
came out. That was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I think that got cut short after like the second season, if it even made that far.
Yeah, I don't remember how many
But it was kind of cool. I
I did
remember
see
watching
a
it on
couple
TV. It
episodes,
was like
yeah.
on channel like 5 or something.
Yeah, Fox. Something.
So Amelia, she did give some honest, reviews, or she did an interview with Vanity Fair, and she kind of just said flat out, "Hey, it was her delight for the film's failure because apparently, if it had met a certain success threshold, she would be held to." She'd be contracted, to go into like sequels, essentially the second and third one, which God only knows how those would turn out. So she flat out said she was like happy that this thing didn't go too far. Talk about bite the hand that feeds you. I mean, goddamn, like Jesus Christ. I mean, be honest, but geez, tell us how you really feel. I mean, Jesus. So, she there was also other references where she simply stated.
I think they're bonding right now.
Oh God, are they doing the bonding moment? I mean, she's a good looking gal. Where she's
she's great.
But she does make another reference to where like there was another Game of Thrones star that did some action movie, and she was like, "Look, we've all done stupid action films in our careers, but we're looking to move forward." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So you can tell that.
I mean, look at it.
That's what happens when you're in a TV show. You gotta strike while the iron's hot and get something in just because you want that on your resume.
Yeah, I mean, she's got it. She's in there forever. She's forever in. As long as the world doesn't explode, she will forever be in. The Terminator series franchise. She's cemented in there as Sarah Connor, one of the most pivotal roles, one of the most iconic
the TCU
characters.
Yeah, what was this rated?
Is it safe to say TCU now? Terminator Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, just
they're also like not even
man.
related to each other anymore.
Don't do it. Yeah, this is basically the
Yeah.
TCU. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Yeah, but no, they as I mentioned earlier, and
Yeah,
they
so,
were
there's 3. Salvation is 4. This is 5?
This is 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So Terminator 1, T2 Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't. I'm sorry. The Terminator. That's the first one. T2 Judgment Day. Then Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Right, with I forget that smoking girl. I forget what her name is, but Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale and Common was in there.
Really?
This is a PG-13 movie.
Oh, yeah, what?
And then Terminator Genisys.
She was about to tell him all the stuff that she knew.
Terminator Genisys, the 5th one, which is this one,
and then Pops jacked it. But...
and Terminator Dark Fate, which we now. And
it's
guys,
gonna be. It's supposed to be.
If you guys,
it's supposed to be canon. It's supposed to erase all these other ones, right? It's the only one that's
what?
Actually
Dark Fate.
T2.
Dark Fate.
The new one.
Yeah, it retcons. It retcons back. It goes straight back to
T2,
it's following
T2.
Yeah, follows T2.
Well,
that's why Linda Hamilton
the real
appears.
This one retconned everything.
This one retconned itself. It's like, oh yeah, we don't. It's like just erase this whole thing.
I think it retconned itself. Yeah.
And by the way, fans, guys, whoever's listening out there, if you want to have a nice little chuckle,
look, she's giving him a hug.
Give Pops a hug. Give Pops a hug.
Bugs me on a certain level. It's like a rehash of a thing, but
Terminator
it also
Bear.
bugs me on an intellectual level. He's like, I don't. Why you bother hugging me? It's like pointless. And then you remember T2, John Connor, Edward Furlong had like 5 days with the Terminator.
Yeah, and then he starts crying when he has to go down into the
By
lava.
the end of the movie, it's like, I know why you're crying.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
understands
She's got a
emotions.
decade with a guardian here. He's like, why are you hugging me?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually good. That's actually good.
Well, he lets it all slowly come out throughout this movie,
But
but
it takes him another 30 years because he has to wait.
it's so hard.
Oh,
Because she's growing up so fast with her new boyfriend. That's made it click.
Oh
It took him 30 years
Again,
to
the
think
whole
about it.
father-daughter fucking giving away, sending her down the aisle bullshit. in this
Damn
movie.
it! What was I gonna say?
Again, shitting all over the, I guess, or extending the fatherhood metaphor from subtext from T2 all the way to
just
levels of
completely
ridiculous.
unnecessary in this movie.
Guys, back to my reference to Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh, see, they have some battle scars.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he has battle scars.
Well, at least he has something to
She does
show.
too.
Dude, why don't they pan down in this one scene?
Because this is PG-13. All the good Terminators are.
Oh, yeah.
So,
This also just makes the whole thing seem really prudish. Like their funky camera angles and the lights and everything.
Yeah.
PG-13 should say something.
So back to my
Dark-
reference to Dark Fate.
Yeah.
If you guys, or anyone out there listening, if you guys want to see or hear some funny, and I mean hilarious reviews on the trailer, all you gotta go is just YouTube Dark Fate. YouTube Dark Fate trailer commentary or review.
Trailer, I want
Dude,
to get excited
there
for that
are
movie,
people
but
that
the trailer
rip.
Scares me so
They
much.
rip that trailer to shreds. They
Yeah.
rip the new T-1000. They rip the girl Terminator. They rip everything. I mean, they just completely tear it to shreds. I mean, it could be on Comedy Central. Some of these reviews.
Spanish Terminator?
Yeah, it's a Spanish guy. I forget his name. Something Luna or
To be
something.
fair, I think a good percentage of that is just people ragging on Genisys. After
Well,
the fact.
I mean, it gives you no hope for the future.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm telling you, go on YouTube, listen to some of those commentaries.
Yeah.
It is
And then this
freaking hilarious.
What kind of botch time travel drive? Did they just murder that guy? Look, the driver's seat is gone.
I think they just killed that driver in that
murdered that
SUV
guy.
through time travel.
They do murder a lot of people, like in the side.
But bloodlessly since it's PG-13.
And
Yeah,
they get
they
run
drive
over
a
here,
car.
but they're completely fine.
Yeah.
They're
He
just
took
like,
the hit,
"Da, da, da, da."
That was cool.
Yeah,
What kind of botch time travel?
I don't know.
was
They
that?
completely screwed up their
keeps getting-
destination.
They're getting worse.
Yeah.
And cute, cheesy, like emotional scene. EJ saved her life. They're looking at each other's eyes, and I'm gonna vomit.
She's got a scar too.
Oh, yeah.
See,
Isn't that just from now? That was just now.
it's fairly recent, I guess. It doesn't look like recent because it'd still be bleeding if it just happened.
Okay, now Pop shows up.
Trouble, but
Pop shows up in the minivan or whatever the hell, the cargo van, and he's like, okay, they landed in the wrong spot, and now they're required by
He's
police.
late. He had plenty of that.
True. He had like
Yeah.
30. How many years did he have?
He's at traffic.
32 years, yeah.
Yeah, he got 30 years, and now he's just
Yeah.
bite me. And this kind of just mimics
Also
T3, right? I mean, well, not just that. I mean, it's even cheesier in T3. I mean, his one-liners.
Yeah.
I know Arnie. By the way, Arnie, we love you.
Oh, yeah.
But he's Arnold is just.
If you're listening.
Arnold. You are
Dude.
the man. I mean,
You're
I
the best.
play your movies during Thanksgiving. Okay, that's how significant you are in my life. So,
Iconic.
right,
Give thanks
legendary.
for
Give thanks for all the
Austrian
movies.
muscles.
Right. But yeah, no. His one-line, he's infamous for his one-liners. I mean, that's what makes him Arnie. I mean, he's great, right? He's the only one that can probably pull off those one-liners. But where it gets me, where I just have a threshold that just exceeds my like, T3. T3, it's beyond.
Oh,
Like,
worse.
talk to the hand.
Low.
I mean, the
Lowest you can
script
go.
writers, I will just
Yeah.
I will
They should be
annihilate them.
terminated. Yeah.
Yeah, they will. They should be. Yeah, they should be terminated. Script writers on that talk to the hand, and then when he goes into the strip club and puts on the guy,
The only
that
part I
strip
like about
dancer's
these
sunglasses.
sequels is that it
What the
always
hell?
is that it always ends up inevitably where they try to prevent it, but it happens anyway. So that's like the only thing that I like about these movies is that
Yeah.
it always ends up being apocalypse anyway, where they can try to stop it as many times as they want. The apocalypse is coming. You just gotta deal with your shitty future.
So, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but for me, 2017 felt a lot more real than 1984, just because they're not trying to recreate anything in studio. They just filmed in Frisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it automatically just looks different than the previous settings. It just feels slightly more
And
authentic.
it is kind of weird. She's like, okay, I'll just go to your 2017 plan, even though I know the date that I'm planning for the past 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
She's like, shows up and then changes everything
Yeah.
based
No,
off his vision.
No,
But-
more bonding, I guess, over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the bonding
Bugs me.
scene.
It's like the bonding that
I mean,
occurred
look at
between Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor was because they were under such extreme stress. And,
Yeah, and they were surviving together now.
Right. You hear that they're basically like
She's
yelling at each
carrying
other.
them, yeah.
Okay, so
Which is the aspect of it that I like of this is she's
Hey,
like,
we're now
this
at the
guy
scene
really?
where we
She's
have,
we
like,
don't even-
young
we shouldn't
Terminator.
do this.
Right.
She's like, we shouldn't even have Kyle Reese. She's like, let's not even do it.
young
Yeah.
Terminator is carrying her with a bazooka.
Carl Gustav M2 recoilless rifle.
Yeah, I really want to know who
Is that what
sent
that? Wait, what? What rifle is that?
The Carl Gustav recoilless rifle.
the
It's
rocket
your-
launcher.
Yeah.
Alright. And then, so I want to know who sent
Okay.
that original Terminator that killed the parents and all that stuff.
Well, they
Well, yeah.
conveniently admitted that when they said the files were erased.
And they never say who does it.
Yeah, because they were obviously trying to set up more sequels.
More stuff going later on.
So-
Okay, so back to Jai Courtney, this asshole playing Kyle Reese. Like I said, I've only known him for the Die Hard 5.
Yeah.
He's also been in, which I haven't seen. I haven't seen Jack Reacher. He's been in Divergent. Have you guys seen that movie Unbroken? It's about that Olympian who's like captured overseas as like a prisoner.
No, is
It's
that
like
him?
Really? No, that's not him.
Oh.
He's like in there.
Oh,
he could
you're
never
like-
play such a pivotal role.
I know. I was gonna be. I'll be like, I
No,
want
that's
more
like a
respect for him.
no. He's like one of the side guys, probably
Okay.
like the Water Boy or something.
Yeah.
And then he's also in Suicide Squad. You guys seen him in that?
Yeah, I've seen Suicide Squad. I
He's,
don't
do
know
you
who
recognize
he
him? Well, he
is.
must be like again one of the janitors or something.
Very
God,
forgettable.
most
Most of that movie is very forgettable.
I
Yeah.
don't remember who he is.
Yeah,
we
and-
might be getting around to that in a future podcast. If we-
J.K. Simmons saving this movie a little bit.
Yeah,
What else is he in?
Oh man, Spider-Man,
yeah.
Whiplash.
Spider-Man. He's
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Yeah. Okay.
Jameson.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Spider-Man's a menace.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Whiplash
Gotcha.
is a good movie.
Now,
A couple other recent ones he's been in.
Yeah.
now, how do you pronounce this poor girl's name? Amelia.
Yeah.
Everyone
Amelia.
says it something. Everyone says it different. Is it Amelia Clark? So,
Yeah.
obviously, Game of Thrones. Okay, but she's also had minor roles in Futurama, Robot Chicken,
Yeah.
and again, I'm sure she's just going to continue to build her portfolio of success. You know, I mean,
Right.
if you're coming from Game of
I
Thrones,
mean,
especially in
she's-
her role,
She was like
I mean,
in like
she's
maybe one or two small movies before
Right.
Game of Thrones, so that was like her main.
right? No,
like
she has
her
some small.
main
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
smaller parts, but I mean, that thing will just.
Yeah.
That's a catalyst for her future
Well,
success.
Oh, everyone on that
that's,
show.
That's,
Yeah. Think about
Show
Game
your
of Thrones.
chops and get out there.
Game
Right.
of Thrones was you had like two kinds of actors. You had actors who like grew out of it, and actors that like grew into it. Like Sean Bean was well known for doing a lot of other things before.
Sean Bean is so cool. Is he in that?
He's
in the first.
Sean Bean,
He's
and
in
I
Game of
swear to
Thrones.
God,
He's in Game of Thrones.
that guy is always getting his ass beat or shot or killed.
GoldenEye,
or,
dude.
like kill. I mean,
Yeah.
like
He's
he plays the
006.
perfect B roll. He
Yeah.
honestly does, and I
Yeah.
love him for that. I mean, he
Yeah.
never really broke out. I mean, he's got.
And he didn't even mind
some-
either. He just keeps using the same part.
Yeah, he's like, oh, whatever. I'll play
alright.
the B roll that just gets
Yeah.
assassinated.
The other good thing they do is culture shock. She doesn't realize he's on the phone because he's using Bluetooth.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
he says
yeah.
everything's connected, and she says to what? Because she has no idea.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be Genesis, right?
what
Genesis,
the internet is.
Genesis is
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
like the Apple, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Google,
and,
Apple.
and another question I have about this is like, if it is infecting everything, okay, you have Genesis on your phone now.
Yeah.
What does that do?
I mean,
When it
it's
becomes
basically like
online-
iTunes. You have to log into every
I'm
single
saying, like,
goddamn
what does
thing.
that do to the people? If
I don't
it's
know.
not a. If
Oh, what's the countdown? What's the launch of the
Yeah.
product? What does it do?
If
If it's already integrated all over
if
the
Genesis
place.
succeeded in this movie, what was going to happen?
Yeah, that's actually if everything's already linked, everything's already profiled, everyone's already mapped. What does the launch of Genisys accomplish in the movie?
Yeah, what is
everything's
that?
already done?
What is him being
aside
connected?
from the start of Judgment Day, which is their own individual agenda?
All they
What does
need-
it do for the people? The
Oh,
people
no.
are all excited about it.
No, it's supposed to be the countdown for Judgment Day is the new countdown. But what I don't understand is he
Genisys
not
is-
setting off nuclear
He is, yeah.
launches?
Oh,
this
okay,
time?
okay. So that
So
countdown
why is he an operating system?
that
this
countdown
time?
has
So what does
nothing
that
to do
have-
with the general public. That countdown is just its own individual Skynet.
Yeah, what's
timeline.
this deal with being on everybody's phone? That's what I don't get.
I don't
Well, they're rehashing or ripping off Terminator,
know.
which is really bad source material to rip off. But
Terminator
also,
3?
yeah,
Which is what part?
where Christina Loken like yells into the phone and she distributes the Skynet operating system as a virus, computer virus.
Wait, who was that? The T-3000, the
female,
girl?
the female one.
I think she's a T-3000 in that.
whatever she is. Yeah,
No, the TX. No, the TX. That's what they call
yeah.
her. Yeah.
Okay, and that's how she set them all
She distributes Skynet. She
through that.
before she even goes try to kill anybody, she goes to a phone and uploads a virus because
Okay.
Terminator 3 was made in the late 90s, so it was like
Yeah.
everything was still modems and whatnot.
So I was watching snippets of that, unfortunately, on YouTube the other day, and she is the
Also-
TX in that movie.
Also, these two sniping at each other, but they're hardly Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant.
Catherine Hepburn.
And Cary
What?
Grant. Old
From-
school screwball comedies. They're like
yeah.
you can see where they're kind of going for that vibe. They're sniping at each other.
Yeah, the playful banter, back
but
and
they're
forth.
really not.
It's just
Arguing.
not believable
Blah, blah.
unless you live in like the future with these cheesy ass cops.
If they're in the 80s, it would be believable, but not in 2017.
Right.
80s, 30s, many other decades, just not this decade. Or these guys just aren't pulling it off. Yeah.
All right. So now he's gonna just uncuff
But
himself.
the point
with a
being
little-
is when. Yeah.
Go ahead, Javier.
They're establishing their bonds.
Yeah.
Or trying to, as the movie's trying to tell us that they are.
There's just things. They're arguing already. But yeah, the point being that Genisys comes online, it becomes self-aware, and it's tied into the entire
Is he sending
infrastructure.
nanotech or everything? Is a
No,
phone going to
no,
turn
he's-
you into a John Connor?
No,
Nuclear
it's
robot?
supposed to launch like the nuclear war. That's what it's supposed to do.
No,
that
the
countdown
point
is.
is,
Why does he have to be an operating system?
Well, he's a human now.
It
That
always was
asshole.
an operating system.
No, I mean, why does
Like-
he have to be on everybody's phone? I don't understand.
What? To get universal reach. He wants to be tied into everything.
It's the futuristic Apple
But
iTunes.
for what?
I swear.
For what reason?
Well,
Okay,
if you
enter John Asshole with the
To get
funky
more data on
tie.
everybody to know how to kill them better? Or do you know something?
All right, here
Yeah.
comes John Connor with his like English
to be
tie. I don't
everywhere.
know what kind of tie this is. The ties look kind of funny. All right,
Okay, yeah, to be everywhere.
Right.
But
now
if he's killing everybody on the countdown, what is he? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it needs to be able to be everywhere. Then it gives him access to everywhere, so he can launch the countdown, start it up, and do things, so he can accomplish his goals.
Well, he's launching the rockets. You're done.
Right. By being everywhere, he integrates into the U.S. Defense Group. They talk about it here. Like this press release talks about it. They're doing the press release.
is that Danny, the little kid from
Yeah.
T2?
Want to show me your toys, Danny? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Show me
So
your toys, Danny.
because of the failed attempt earlier,
Right.
which I guess she stopped,
Right.
which is now
Now Genisys is
No,
going to be
wait.
integrated with everything, including the U.S. Department of Defense. So it'll launch. It'll be able to get the. Once it launches, it's connected to everything. Then you can't stop it, and it can launch the missiles.
okay.
Before it was like in the Terminator. In Terminator 2, it was purely a military program.
Enter the T-800 or
Yeah,
pops
yeah,
with
okay.
a big ass teddy
This
bear
is
into
some
the
had
Had to
hospital.
become big enough for them to integrate it into the military.
Yes,
Okay.
that's why they're doing
The
it.
backwards way.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
makes okay.
so-
I understand. Now. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Jameson, right? What's the guy's first name? James?
J.K. Simmons,
Okay, so-
No, but in the Spider-Man movie.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. Now,
Couple of
who is he in the previous Terminators? Do they?
No, he wasn't.
Nobody
He
in it.
knows them. He says, "Oh yeah, I know the whole thing. Your
No,
DNA, this, that,
only
the
in
other."
this movie, he saved them in the.
Oh, in this
He chopped
movie,
his,
Right.
he stabbed his cop friend in the beginning when he's getting the Nikes.
He was a cop in the beginning. In the
that's him.
mob. Yeah.
It's supposed
Shut
to be the same
up.
cop, yeah, working the same case because he's like the robots are coming. He knows that same guy.
Yeah. So that's what
Why? How did I miss that?
Mm.
Where did they reference that?
He talks about
He's
it.
J. Jonah
that's
Jameson.
That's his character in this movie.
No, but how? I don't know where they linked that in this movie. How
He
did?
was talking about it earlier.
He says it.
What did he say? What did he
No,
say?
he's gonna say it. Watch.
Yeah.
Well, what does he say? He's like, I
I know, he
remember,
already
I
came
remember
in
you
and
guys
said-
from when I was on the beat or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
he already said it. He already came in and said it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he'll mention it again later when he says, "I want to help you guys."
jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All
yeah,
right.
it's
All
like,
right. All right.
this thing's so convoluted that you kind of have to be paying attention. It's just so not
Yeah, I was
enjoyable.
kinda,
that you
even when he
don't pay
first
attention.
showed up, I was like, "Who?"
Yeah, I was like,
What?
how does he know all this shit? Like, how does he
I was like,
know?
who's
I
this
mean, he
character?
acts. I was trying to link him back to the originals. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
Nah,
this
this
asshole.
movie's
The only way he
This
does
movie's
like
up
that,
its own
he's
self.
kind of just like Silverman in the first two. Because if you remember, Silverman was there, present at both.
Silverman.
The psychiatrist.
Oh, right. And he was
present
even, he did a cameo in T3, Rise of the Machines,
at- really.
where he ran away.
yeah. He was in 3.
That was kind of funny. That was like the one funny part of the movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right,
I'm
that's
trying to
it.
plot that movie out.
Yeah.
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 But
Guys,
So
But J.K.
for-
Simmons is like this, playing a similar role, only he's actually more engaged in the plot this time.
Yeah.
yeah, he does a much better job than the cameo psychiatrist thing in T3.
So John Connor gets infected with the nanomachines.
I don't like his tie. I swear to God, his tie is like a square. It's
Yeah,
like-
it is square. It's pretty weird.
It's a London tie.
So he gets infected with the nanomachines, becomes a Terminator, and then time travels again to here
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
to find them.
In the future, where he deploys Kyle Reese, he gets, again, Agent Smith just sucks him in and makes him like his own little Skynet machine thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
John Connor.
he also goes through time travel somehow.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
ends
right,
up
okay.
ends up here in what would be Kyle Reese's future.
Kyle Reese is passed.
Well, Kyle Reese was sent
He's just-
32
just-
years prior to this time, right now, this
Yeah.
period in this scene. So they sent this new John Connor 32 years
Yeah.
in advance of where Kyle Reese landed.
Right.
It's just a big
It's convoluted.
shit show, right? It's just like they skipped a
How
bunch
did
of.
he know to go to 2017?
That's the thing. We don't know. Like it's kind of.
He would his only
Well, actually,
he only knew the mission was originally supposed to be 84 or
he's
97.
he's timed to go with Genesis' launch, so he had to arrive sometime before Genesis launched. They explain later he was instrumental in building it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he arrived sometime before 2017. But
To jump in and whatever.
oh,
Yeah.
and he slips up too, which is weird for Machine.
No,
she never
'cause
told him.
He would have assumed that she would have told him already.
But she didn't.
Yeah.
So he slipped up.
Slipped up.
He admits.
Sorry, buddy. I slipped up.
But that doesn't slip up as being a Terminator.
All right, now they're in this garage.
Yeah,
This garage
Infiltration unit, you
scene
blow your cover. That's a slip up.
where he's like, "Hey, you're
But
my
he did it.
dad."
He did. They knew who he,
He
was.
blew up.
He blew his
He
cover.
blew up John Connor's
No, he just
whatever his perception of whatever it is.
right, but he blew his cover.
No,
Yeah, they start.
they do not know that he's a robot.
They start to suspect him right now. They stop to question him. That's what happens because this weird thing blows their minds. They stop to question him.
Okay,
That
No.
blows his infiltration.
Arnie is about
He's
to
just-
show up in the
he's
garage
just-
with them.
He just blew his information.
Ooh,
There we go.
Shotgun.
Yep.
Shotgun.
And that blows his cover.
Right to the chest.
That blew his cover.
Is that Benelli? I can't tell. I didn't look it up.
Yeah, I don't know that type of shotty, but it's a nice little shotty.
Yeah,
Again with the shotgun.
it's useful.
Well, I mean, again from the 80s to 2017. That's what he brings to the table to fight the Terminator.
And now Sarah
Come
Connor
on,
is
dude.
putting
Pointing a handgun at him.
Pointing a handgun
It's
at
either a Glock or a Sig. I can't tell.
putting a handgun.
Yeah.
Could be a clock or a Zig. Putting a handgun at Pops.
It won't do anything.
But would it do anything? It wouldn't do anything, right?
No.
She knows it wouldn't do anything. So I don't know
So
what
it
the
just
threat
makes it
is.
know
There's
that
no
it's
threat. I
serious.
mean,
Yeah.
I guess there's that emotional, like, hey, I'm checking you. Like, I am for real going to shoot you. Okay,
Mhm.
now the nanobites are
Nanoblood.
rebuilding their blood
Now they know he's a robot.
into John Connor.
Nano Connor.
Nano Connor. Nano Connor is now doing like some crazy.
Now he's dancing.
Yeah, now he's dancing, backwards dancing, raises up, and he says that hurt.
That's a blues cover.
So now everyone knows that he is a freak of nature, and his scars are also going away.
Yeah.
He's a new them.
Right.
Also, machine phase matter. WTF, dude.
Wait, machine phase what?
Machine phase matter is what it says on its little display.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's
It's
WTF.
technically-
It's like, what the hell?
I mean, and I like Star Trek, but some of the technical gobbledygook in here just come on. J.K. Simmons is on the case.
J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons is on the hunt. And she's pointing a hand. I mean, I guess you point anything at this guy at this point. Like, Shotty didn't take him down. You can see that he rebuilt himself. So I'm not sure what. Or he's explaining this alternate.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what's going on, by the way. And he's pretty much saying, hey, I was enlightened, or I was whatever, shown the light once I was in Agent Smith. Once Agent Smith got me.
He was indoctrinated by the
Skynet's metaphysical or now physical form.
Was this the third new Doctor or like 10th Doctor? I forget.
That's Doctor Who, yeah.
Wait, what is that?
Yeah, he played Doctor Who.
Yeah. Is that him?
Yeah.
Is that the guy?
One of the guys played Doctor Who.
One of the Doctor Who's from the past 10 years or something.
Yeah, one of the new Doctor Who's.
Why am I not surprised? Did he perform well? Did he good?
Yeah, he's
an actor, yeah.
I mean,
he's got me.
I could go into this whole thing about Doctor Who. I mean, I kind of stopped watching like midway through Peter Capaldi's run. And you know what? I actually like Peter Capaldi as an actor, but the show was so bad I just stopped watching.
Oh, it got to the point where you just couldn't follow it anymore?
Yeah.
That was too bad. Kind of like the Terminator series.
Yeah. It's like I couldn't be arsed, even though I like the people involved. Like, I like most of the actors on the screen. Even if you got John Connor and Kyle Reese being someone else, it's still like most of the actors involved in this project. Like, it's just a bad project. Anyway, yeah, the Doctor Who actors pop up everywhere. The 10th Doctor, David Tennant, popped up as the antagonist for the Jessica Jones TV show.
Oh, really?
Karen Gillan plays Matt Smith's assistant in Doctor Who, and she pops up as Nebula in the MCU.
Yeah. All right, so now everyone's pointing guns at.
Yeah, and that's not
John Connor.
I like how it doesn't even phase him.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah,
and he
shoot
just
me,
body slammed.
Yeah, you're pointing guns at me. Whatever.
Pops into this SUV,
and he's stronger than him apparently.
He's like the T-10,000 or something.
Yeah. I think it's a T-5000.
Oh, okay.
It was TX. Oh, by the way, yeah. So in T3, I keep referencing T3 because I just watched snippets of it the other day.
I love these parts where they don't have no care about the people around them.
Right.
They are Terminators.
He's just doing his thing.
They are.
Like, what if that hit so many people?
Dude, that would take someone out so fast. That little fire extinguisher thing that just went flying around the room.
Yeah, is that an oxygen cylinder? Should have been on fire.
Yeah.
Pepsi Max product placement, apparently.
Pepsi Max, yeah. Pepsi product placement. Promoting Pepsi. Terminators drink Pepsi too, guys.
Yeah.
See, in 2017, I'm sure we got some kind of plasma rifle of some sort. I hope so.
No, I mean, what?
Under wraps.
No, I mean...
He's got 30 years, however 20 years he had to come up with weapons. I'm sure he came up with something.
Look, in those 30 years, he was only able to build a time machine.
Could have the Terminator theoretically craft his own weapons? He has a database of knowledge.
Right.
So he could create
Well,
his own
he's
weapons
limited by the technology at that point in time.
But I'm saying years and years of living on this.
He's limited to the raw materials that's available to him in that timeline.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Even though he built a time machine in the goddamn whatever
you I'm saying. He built a time machine.
That kind of throws my theory out the window. But he had a lot of time.
Arthritic Arnie here.
And he rolls up with the shotguns.
Arthritic Arnie.
Pop his joints back into place because he's getting old.
Yes.
Again,
I mean, shotguns, I love them. Effective, of course, but at this point in time, you gotta upgrade.
And at this scene, T-1000 is doing kind of like a walking man, like a little thing of trying to get away from this MRI machine that's holding him back.
Weird effect.
MRIs are like serious business, so they're really
actually this scene is one of my more. This is like a memorable scene where now we notice it's now known that there's some magnetic interference that will screw up John Connor, this T-5000, if that's what he is at this point.
He is metal.
Right, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So now we all know, okay, this may be a vulnerability.
Touching moment where he misses
where he's like,
John Connor.
You're my partner. Da-da-da-da-da.
Weird scene shift right here for where them exact.
This looks like a scene out of a horror movie.
Well, I mean,
out of like a Halloween movie. You know what I mean?
Just in terms of timing, like he was literally just there, and then now,
he was just there. Lights were on. Everything was there. Now everything's gone. It's like The Walking Dead.
Exactly.
It's like that first scene from The Walking Dead in the first episode of the first series, in the first season.
It indicates the passage of time, that's all.
I know, but...
that's actually a very good point.
I know.
But how much time did you wait around for this guy to show up?
From that one little teeny scene to them now driving away. And it's like... It's been a lot for me.
Javier's having a recall over there.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, sir?
What am I drinking? Hold on, let's find out.
Yes. Please do. Alright, so now they are having their little discussion in this minivan. What the hell are they talking about now? What kind of nonsense?
Well, being a true American and wanting to safeguard my precious bodily fluids, I am, of course, drinking rye whiskey.
Rye whiskey.
Yeah. Actual proper rye.
Alright, now they are trying to evaluate his weaknesses, and he's going back to disrupting this magnetic field that was evident with the MRI machine.
Right. So, magnets will do it. And then they're arguing about...
And we have
I
Jack
like it.
Courtney bitching about this. I'm not going to let a machine tell me what's possible.
Yeah, I like that line. It's good.
I mean, he may have brought that up when, like, everything else happened. Like, when he sent him through the time machine, like, hey, buddy, he sent you through time.
This movie is
Why would you
impossible.
contest him now? Like,
Yeah.
Can you believe this movie exists? Anything's possible.
okay, so
Yeah.
now we have the little logo font that appeared, Cyberdyne Systems, which it appears that John Connor is some consultant for.
He
I guess
came
because
in,
he knows
Yeah.
the future and he knows all the technology.
Yeah, so he
Right.
pops up, time
That's-
travels,
That's
pops
what we're
up.
discussing
and then-
right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, Cyberdyne Systems. So,
and
hey,
then kicks
guys,
in stock and
I'm sure you guys
takes
know
over
this.
his company pretty
Yeah.
much.
Here's a little trivia question. Who can tell me what
But
the
see,
model
they're talking
was
about the
for
alloy.
the original T-800?
Cyberdyne Systems Model 101.
Yes, you got it, Jay.
What does he win?
You got it. He wins a
Bragging rights.
Javier. He wins a wins bragging rights.
Yeah.
So Cyberdyne Systems
they're
Model
right
101, but he's also called the T-800, which is the T-800 series, I guess, within that manufacturing line.
Right.
And
I think what they were saying just there is where the alloy's dormant or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't do anything until you
Program
stick
it.
a CPU in it or something. like
Right.
that.
they're showing here now like the T-1000, like the thing that the T-1000 is
Liquid
like
metal.
made out of. Yeah.
Right. And they're talking about... Oh, my other favorite line in here. What do we want? Time travel? When
Oh,
we
right.
want it, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant,
Yeah,
even though it
that's-
completely is
That
relevant.
is a good one.
Yeah.
No, it isn't because like
That's the
we're-
point. If you have time travel,
Yeah, it
when you
doesn't
get
matter.
it is irrelevant.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want.
It's like- Oh, it doesn't matter. You could
Yeah.
be dead. We'll
That
just
is
go
a
back to
good-
when you're alive.
That's a good line. Yeah.
The other punchline to that joke, of
Well,
course,
if
is
the person
yesterday.
after you who does invent it, they would come back and get you or whatever.
Having the press conference, Genesis will be connected to everything.
Wait, no. So okay,
So-
back to my original point. This
Gen
time
systems.
clock. The public is. They're looking for this time.
They're
looking for
awaiting
this.
the new iPhone X or
Oh,
whatever.
it's a no. Now we're on the XS. Come on, Johnny.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is.
What's
XS,
27?
XR.
2017.
I'm still waiting
time
for a new
period.
iPhone.
Oh no, okay, all right, you got it. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that one, Johnny C. You got me. Very clever. I don't know how you pull that one out of your hat, but they're very clever.
Technicality.
The time-
Technically
Now-
correct. The best
okay.
kind of correct.
The public is now looking for this countdown, which is what I had questioned before in this podcast.
When Genesis comes online.
Right,
Yeah.
Genesis. So what does Genesis do? It goes back to Johnny C's question. Hey, if everyone's already integrated, if Alexa's already in every single home, if everyone's already tapped into iTunes, if everyone has, Instagram, Facebook, etc., whatever, what is this new timeline? What is this launch? What are they going to do? What's so
they've already
significant about it?
Pre-downloaded it, but it's not active yet.
Okay, what? Like, it's a new operating system? What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
I
don't-
believe it. I believe it because
I get it.
people
I
wait
get
here
part
for.
of it, but why does it matter if it's on there if you're going to destroy them immediately after?
Well, no,
Well,
that
it
is
only
also
needs to be on
simul-
there in order to be able to destroy them. That's
Right.
the reason.
Look, they're just masking. The public has
That's
this.
what I mean.
The public has this idea. Oh, this is gonna be great, but Skynet has this ulterior agenda. Hey, we're gonna launch a nuclear attack on everyone, and
Also,
you're gonna die.
harnessing the distributed computing power of millions upon millions of tablets and phones and computers.
Yes, data mining at its best.
Yeah. Also, easier to track down, I guess, if there were people left behind after, they would know where they are, or last were, because they were connected
Yeah.
online.
All kinds of high-value targets.
Yeah.
Information.
Easier for cleanup afterwards.
Yeah.
And like what you said earlier is they had to be integrated
Into everything.
enough to be popular enough to be integrated into the military tech
Right. In order to achieve a scheme.
To achieve
It's all
the access
Cool.
to the codes or whatever.
It's-
So
it's-
this, yeah, he's got his garage, he's got his whole room,
He said
all
30
his
years
guns,
instead of just
30
bunker.
years. Where's your plasma rifle, bro? Like, come on. Ever since the 80s, you've been asking for it, and you still haven't put yourself on?
rifle,
Yeah, come on, dude.
40-watt
Dude, get with it. You can build a time machine.
You can build a goddamn time machine. You can buy a goddamn plasma rifle. Jesus Christ.
Like acid weapons for T-1000, for T-1000, or acid grenades, or some kind of like everything, you know?
Yeah. Or a flamethrower.
All kinds of weapons. Like, have fun with it, you know? 30 years, nothing left to do but tinker. And you're a robot with unlimited data for the next 30 so years afterwards, the time you're at now.
Right. Instead of just them collecting more conventional weaponry.
Yeah. Makes her a mixtape or something.
Well, no, it's just her.
That's her whole tape, yeah.
Yeah, just from what she listened to. So apparently, in the time she's been away, he's had time to emotionally grow.
Yeah, which is also kind of weird. He's like, oh yeah, I do miss that girl.
Well, also, to be fair, he's also probably had more contact with humans, because he explains later when he got
So
the
wait,
job.
did he copy the T? He copies him typing it, right?
Does he?
Yeah. Is that what just happened? They're bonding?
Probably.
This whole, like, let me
Hey, wait.
gain the father Terminator's
Guys,
approval
I'm back
to,
from grabbing my refill.
to get with
Hold on.
Sarah Connor.
What do you
Are
do
they
back
playing
there?
that same song again?
Yep.
So stupid.
Jay, Javier, can you please reference the greatness? The Ramones, is it?
Ramones,
yeah.
The Ramones. For all you kids out there who
Yeah.
don't know what the hell that song is. It is,
The Ramones.
and the song is...
I want to be sedated.
There you go. Now you're mentioning the song, or you don't want to be sedated right now for the final little thing of the movie.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm working on it. That's the ride.
Yeah, that's the ride.
Not
John
obsolete.
Daniels here.
Not obsolete. They're bonding. Lines from earlier.
Oh, God.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
robot future son-in-law
And then she's like, "What? Are you guys?
bonding.
You guys are being nice to each other now? Oh my
Come
god!
on, guys, play nice.
Yeah.
Shut up. So, it's like- and they were just trying to race, like, filling in the magazine with the,
So yeah, filling up their guns,
5.56
loading up on
round.
guns. I am not impressed with their weaponry.
that was another, I guess, people were criticizing the fact that, hey,
I would have laser swords.
Hey,
and all kinds of
Pops.
whatever.
hey, Pops, hey, Guardian, hey, T-800 series, your old ass had how many years to load up all these mags? Decades. And
He's
you're going to
just-
load them up now?
He's just been.
Are you, like, senile?
How
You
do you
just
not-
remembered, you old-ass bastard?
How you not locked and loaded? Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole thing we're not supposed to leave magazines loaded too long?
Nah, man, it's Terminator.
Dude, all my mags are, like, fully loaded. I mean, no, but, like,
Alright.
there is, like, the general rule of thumb where...
School of thought where you don't want to have the
Yeah, the
screen
thing is
too
that
long.
the tension on the
I'm
magazine
saying he
itself
knows
will-
the time. He knew the day they were coming. He could have packed them
He
up.
could've
a couple
loaded
days
them all
ahead.
up.
Right, so we
Last
could have
year.
gone a couple days ahead, right? And then it was going to like a...
2016 or so we could have loaded everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, here's what
Oh,
she's
here
supposed
she
to
tells
be.
him, we fall in love, you
They-
die.
They still haven't had the conversation yet.
She's seen the other movies.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
saw the other movies. She's like, hey,
She knows the story.
I don't remember the line, but I remember the movies.
Yeah.
You die.
It is kind of interesting to play the she is the Terminator 2 version of the Terminator 1, I guess.
What?
Like-
Wait,
She has
say
the
that
future
again?
knowledge, yeah.
Yeah, she's Edward Furlong pretty much, but in Terminator 1, like
So she's like a sophomore, a wise fool. She like knows what's going on, but
no, she has a Terminator friend bodyguard that she bonds with, and
Yeah.
okay, I see what you're
And
saying. Yeah,
survives
there's like
it.
there's the parallel between the relationship
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what was Edward Furlong,
what
who
he was
today is
to,
like
what he was to Edward Furlong,
right,
he is now to Sarah
right
Connor
in this film. Okay,
movie.
gotcha. Yeah. In today's time, he's like some like a real jackass. You know, it's like a real And I think they even bring him back.
He's in Dark Fate.
He's in Dark Fate.
Yeah, confirmed.
They bring back like the little Dark Fate. I'm like,
He's confirmed to be in Dark
what
Fate.
is he? Is he? I hope he's like just some
As John
junkie, some
Connor. No,
bum on the
as John
street. And
Connor.
they just like shoot him. Like
I'm pretty
you know,
sure he is John Connor, which is he should get jacked or something.
No, he should get like shot at least like in the leg. Like, hey, asshole. This is what happens. You know what I mean? Like
he should get shot.
seriously, at least in the leg.
Oh, in real
Jesus.
life you're talking about he's a
No, both in real. Yeah, no, in real life he's a
Oh.
bad thing. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
So that's why they should shoot him in the movie,
Okay.
and maybe in real life.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I like
she's
this.
talking
I like
about-
this aspect of the part where she's like, "Yo, what if we just don't do this? Other
Let's
new
just
timeline where you're not
let's
the
just
savior.
create another universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yet another timeline.
Yeah.
As I'm saying, my theory is that every single Terminator movie is its own separate alternate universe.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Okay, so now let's get into this discussion. So our
Time
Javier,
versus
are you stating that T2 is in fact not a direct continuation of the original Terminator?
Right, because the initial act of going back in time created multiple timelines. So T2 is another timeline branched off from T1, caused by the events of
Even
T1.
though
No.
Sarah Connor is experiencing the same...
Right, they're close, but they're a branched timeline.
T1,
But that's Sarah
no,
Connor's still... It's still her life in that...
Terminator
timeline.
1 is...
But if you just
The
recall,
time-
this
it's
movie
timeline
is
too.
establishing you can have memories from multiple timelines.
Okay, I'll give you that one. You got me on that one. Okay.
If you go back. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, actually.
So you have one life if you go through time.
But
you
according
just-
to this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, not very valid or appeal to authority, but still.
Yeah. But no, I
So-
think you said it backward. I thought you meant that T1. Yeah, Terminator 1 is the start.
Well, Javier is indicating.
of the-
Javier
of
is
the new
stating,
timeline.
and Javier, correct me if I'm wrong.
So-
Javier is stating that Terminator 1 creates its own universe. Terminator 2 creates its own universe independent of Terminator 1, even though there are linking factors between both films.
Even though it's following on, they diverged.
I
Johnny
believe
C, give us your
Johnny
take.
C believes that Terminator 2 is a continuation of that already split universe.
Nah. Again,
That's my belief.
rehash. They're just rehashing.
Because there is no time travel involved for any of the main characters.
Well, no, they do send Terminator 1 and the T-1000 back.
Right.
No, the Terminators, yes, but the characters themselves are in their own time,
Mm.
in their own current time,
If anyone's interested, that's a go
continually
for-
off of the first film, which
Well,
is
Well,
her son,
I'm sorry, correction. They don't send.
Sarah Connor.
They don't send the T-800 back. Obviously, everyone
Sarah
knows.
Connor and John Connor don't travel through different times because they're in their own time, which
is
in
separate
itself-
from Judgment Day.
in itself is the second timeline. Yeah.
Guys,
so-
just real quick correction on what I said. They don't send the original T-800 back. Obviously, everyone knows that T-800 got smashed to bits. Sorry, spoiler alert, smashed to bits in the first one. They send a different T-800 model,
Yeah.
identical to Arnie, back in T2. So sorry about
Yeah.
that. But wait, Jay, Javier, you're saying...
And more rehash. They were talking about it. I will not stop till Skynet's built, blah, blah, blah. And then the flaming thing. Again, there's keep rehashing shots from the previous movies.
I mean, they
so-
have the
Javier.
license to.
And each individual has to time travel.
Hey, screw it. Let's just replay the whole... God, let's
Yeah.
just insert the movie in
There
this
is
movie.
a lot of rehash shots.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like they bought the license.
So,
Might as well.
Yeah, but each individual has to time travel.
re-HDFI those
Creates a new
classic
parallel
scenes.
universe.
Johnny C,
Yo.
Bruno Diaz, Javier...
That's what I believe. about
Javier is
the
sticking to his
timelines.
guns. He is stating that no, because the simple fact that they sent a new T-800 and a T-1000, even though it's within Linda Hamilton's time, even though it's within her same life,
It changes
they have now
2 to
created.
3.
They have now created this new alternate universe, this parallel thing
Right.
that's going on independent. If T2 had not existed,
I think T2 does. Okay, well, them sending it back does create a third one,
Yeah.
but they're still in their second timeline.
Yeah. What
All right.
timelines?
They create a third
so I'm gonna have a.
in the same way that they
Look at
created
it.
a second one in the first movie.
Look at it this way.
They keep adding one, but they're still in their same one.
Look at it this way. Like
They're not
Skynet,
jumping universes. They're in their same universe.
Skynet did not exist with time travel initially. He introduced time travel, made a new universe.
Yeah, Skynet created time travel,
So
Yeah.
Javier is stating that the mere
which was a
intervention.
failsafe for
Right.
its own demise.
Johnny C.
Which
Javier
I guess
is
it could
stating.
have
Right.
maybe foreseen because it
But,
has time travel.
but the original timeline did not have time travel.
Yeah, it did. That's the original timeline.
The original timeline in 1984 didn't have time travel. The act of going back to 1984 made a new 1984.
Which was a Terminator. So that in and of itself,
The Get Out line.
Oh, that's the paradox?
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
in and of itself
That's
created
the classic
a new.
paradox, yeah.
That's a classic, but so yeah, it's a tough one. It's a good
It
question.
shouldn't-
It's a good question.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's a
they
good question.
created their
Like,
own, it's a zero.
So-
there is a zero universe.
I'm gonna say that I agree with both of you. I'm gonna say that I have
We
to
gotta
take a
pull out
blend.
the whiteboard and
yeah, no, really, we're gonna pull out the blend. But for
really
just
kind of get into
dialogue,
it,
for
yeah.
dialogue purposes, I agree with both of you. And normally, I usually don't ever do that. But Javier, you are correct. The mere intervention, the mere interjection of this new T-1000 and T-800 in this now, even though it's an already existing Sarah Connor in her life, that will change the trajectory of what the original, path she was going to lead had they not been introduced.
Right.
So yes, that in and of itself will change things. Now, I also agree with Johnny C. Johnny C, you're saying, hey, this is still her life. This is still the same story.
I feel like
this
they're
is
following the same.
This is like a new.
They're following the same timeline.
Right, this is just
even though they're splitting off.
This is just like
a
a new factor, a new element within what would be their life. So I agree.
Ground Zero, which technically is Grounds 1 and 2.
I agree with both of you. The mere fact that they appeared, yes, will change what would be life had they not been sent back in time.
I don't think a bus could flip like that.
Yeah, that definitely looks like this. We're at the scene, guys. Everyone, if you're following this now, school bus is flipping. We got 4, 5, 6 rolls over this bridge, about to fall off. It just the little
I don't know how
the top of the bus just got
can
chopped
go
off
to be able to flip forward like that.
It's all CGI. And
Yeah.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
That was
And now we got Sarah Connor who passes out just by a little bump, like a little like
they flip like 5 times.
they flip, and then at the very end she
and
passes
also,
out. Like
the Terminator did tell her to buckle up. In the beginning.
He's like, buckle up. Yeah, buckle. Okay, now we got Kyle Reese. His lazy ass is waking up. Come on, pretty boy, wake up. Nap time's over. And now they're both awake.
Are you alright?
She's awake from
It's so funny. She's like tougher than
him.
Yeah, in most cases.
Which is,
I mean, she's the one bossing him around.
It makes sense for this movie because that's what they're going for.
Sure. Makes sense.
But at the same time, it's like, yo, Kyle, get with the shit.
She outlived him in the first movie as well.
Ooh, but he sacrificed himself. Mm-hmm. He blew himself up with a bomb.
In the first one? Yeah, of course. Yeah. The little pipe bomb. The little handmade pipe bomb.
Right.
You can lift the bus.
You know, the funny thing, though, I don't think he meant to sacrifice himself. I think he just was trying to blow up.
Oh, no, he's trying to survive.
Yeah, but it was just...
He rolled his ass down the stairs.
Yeah, and he still got hit. He still caught it. Okay.
I like the magnet.
Here we
gauntlet.
see
That's cool.
vulnerability.
Like, give him nice handheld weapon.
Yeah, we see vulnerability. Right, we see now that he's impacted.
That's fun time.
That's a new weakness.
This magnetic wrist thing.
Yeah, nanosheens.
Right.
The magnetic punch would not affect a regular Terminator.
Yeah. I like how he's like, save me, but hold on, let me grab this heavy ass bag full of guns as well.
Bag real quick.
Come on, you can hear it. You can hold it, sir.
And we got the bus that just fell into the water. All right.
Don't forget the weapons.
Don't forget the green screen. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total green screen. That was total green screen. That was very like. And now all the cops. Again, I don't get it.
Why they're not shooting?
No. Number one, why they're not shooting? Well.
First movie.
They're all in a circle.
My favorite line from the first movie.
If they miss, they're going to shoot each other.
They had plenty of time to surround them.
No, but they look. Everyone's in each other's line of fire.
Oh, line of fire.
That's like, come on, guys. Like, it's like,
it's
the first rule. Know your background. I mean, jeez.
And then this.
And then
moment.
Bad Boys.
Look how short she is.
Yeah. I think that's just for effects. We all know that Army's not 6'6".
I think she is that short.
And he's smiling.
She was like 5'3".
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was just a very cheesy, very gimmicky.
That was not necessary. That guy has an eyeball.
That guy has only one eyeball, the interrogator. And again, cut to all the cheesy one-liners. I use them for magnets or to find my keys or whatever. I mean, this is...
Sadly, it's like they had their good one-liners earlier in the movie. Now they're exhausted.
Now
why didn't you just say that it's my magnet fist gauntlet?
Yeah.
Like, how is it hard as that? It's 2017. I can fly. He'd be like, oh, all right. Yeah. I play games too.
Yeah, right.
He just should have said he was building an Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And then, the kids are here watching.
Yeah, he could have said that. And then what does he think he's going to accomplish by showing the young Kyle Reese to the older Kyle Reese? Like,
how does the young Kyle Reese how does the young Kyle Reese show up in this?
I feel like he's just
how does he appear?
He just put it into himself.
So they pulled young Kyle Reese into the mix. That's how he got there.
Yeah, well, that's how because they looked up his
apparently he had a
name.
record as a kid, like his parents fingerprinted him, for like that whole.
What Genisys?
Oh yeah, ID.
Yeah,
for the Gen systems. Yeah.
Okay.
So since his parents fingerprinted him.
Again, guys, you guys are making me really just kind of guess through what would be like. Okay, let's assume that his parents fingerprinted him.
No, they specifically.
No, they did say it in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the movie, yeah.
Okay, then again, I must have been sleeping.
Yeah, well,
we were talking a lot about it.
It's painful, but you have to pay attention to the movie.
Look, wait, don't shoot me, I'm the main character.
Yeah. He's got plot armor.
Let me get out of here.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing. That's like credit where credit's due. The movie,
and he's the one that recognized that they had the fingerprints.
Sort of hangs itself together because they do address certain issues.
I like the loop It has
It's
in itself.
That's the thing that bothers me, though. It makes the whole movie so painful and pointless. That is just kind of loop rehash.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's somewhat self-consistent loop rehash, but it is still a loop rehash at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like you're clever. Barely.
You're almost clever.
Yeah.
Almost.
You're clever
with a capital
barely
all.
in a rehash. So it's like good. Good for you, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I get the feeling it's just people working with limited material, doing the best they could with it.
Yeah, and it does feel like it's set, especially towards the end of the movie, it does feel like it's set up for more later on, blatantly. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're at the scene, everyone, where
This
Sarah
where he
Connor
gets it.
is going to guide this little kid down the steps by doing some weird finger trick down his little palm.
Actually, it makes more sense that Jack Horney is such a wussy, is because he
like,
becomes this new
he
other
becomes this
timeline.
wuss. I mean, he was a wuss as a kid.
No, he takes over this new timeline memory.
Dude,
where
if
he
I was
doesn't-
a little
he
kid, I'd
doesn't
be
remember
jumping over
growing
that
up
little
in the-
handrail.
Where he doesn't remember growing up in the apocalypse, he remembers growing up in this nice new world now. So that's why he's so much of a wussy.
That's why you're a weakling.
Yeah.
As I like to put it, this movie just lapped itself. It's like, he remembered Sarah Connor touching his hand when he was a kid, and now she touches his hand as a kid. This movie just lapped itself in a whirlpool of suck.
Yeah.
Toilet flush.
Yeah.
Sound effect. Okay.
But now we're back to...
J.K. Simmons
Now
doing the work. Giving
They
everybody
are
back their
reloading.
guns.
Yeah.
T-800 just broke through the steel door,
And
and they're relieved to see him. He
Is
grabbed
it
his
really?
shotgun again.
Pops is really stupid.
he really does like his shotguns.
Pops is the worst name you could ever name Arnold in any movie in life. I mean, he's...
Yeah.
Why would they degrade him to that
Also,
name?
it's really plot convenient magnetic rounds they got just in police lockup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
magnetic rounds. Like, what are they
superly
doing
convenient.
there?
Oh, they're right there. Yeah, just right there in the lockup.
To be fair, they tried
Well,
to
those
Genisys
for
too.
blast. They say those are for blasting doors open, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
But the other magnet rounds, yeah.
have you ever seen magnetic rounds?
Do they exist?
Don't.
Yeah, that's one question.
Not that
Do
I
they have a
remember.
purpose?
I'm going to, next time I'm at a gun show, I'm going to ask the guy selling ammunition, hey, you guys carry any magnetic rounds?
Well, they do have like 10 different times, like
What?
20 different kinds of rounds, so maybe they do.
What gun show, Javier? Don't you know that we're in Cali, Colombia, and South America? We are not allowed to own guns.
Yeah, you know, the CIA gun show. When the CIA comes down to,
Oh, the CIA comes down to their trade deals. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, yeah.
well,
The,
that's if they got any
the
magnetics.
non-promoted shock. Yeah, that. No, I got you.
You know, J.K. Simmons gets away, apparently.
All right, now we got the helicopter scene. They're
Yeah.
about to
He
take
gets to
off.
live. I like
Tell
it.
me, what the hell? This guy, this new Terminator, he just can't... I mean, he must have some type of calibration system where he's able to shoot at something, at the helicopter, that would
Can
disengage it.
Can helicopters do this?
What, fall,
Yeah.
like free fall and then automatically...
Like that,
No.
though?
I don't think so. I think that helicopter would have been
Only
bye-bye.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Mm.
Only in Pilot Wings.
I gotta practice
Pilot
that.
Wings, Super Nintendo.
I gotta practice that move.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean...
I
The
mean-
helicopter scene in this whole movie here is kind of cool, but except for that one where it kind of fell sideways. And
Yeah, just physics just took a holiday.
yes,
Also, I feel like everything that could have been done with a helicopter was done better just in the Matrix.
Or the second movie.
Or in
Even the shot with the helicopter going under the bridge is more exciting than this.
where the T-1000 is driving it with, or flying it
Which
with.
is saying
you know,
a lot.
And
Yeah.
you know the funny thing is, in that scene, the T-1000
I mean, look at
has
this.
3 arms.
That's
Yeah.
like so fake.
What
Yeah.
this looks like Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
I
he's like
swear to God, 2001 Spider-Man.
He's
Which, by the way,
supposed
were cool, but that was from back
to
then.
be flying through
Yeah.
the city, but it
Yeah, it was
has
cool.
no effect on me.
Cool in 2000, not so much in 2017.
Yeah.
Right.
Somehow the shot with the helicopter going under the bridge in T2 is still more memorable than this whole
So
scene.
much better.
Just
That's
the
'cause-
one shot of the
Oh, by the
helicopter
way,
going under
I
the
mean,
bridge.
I love to just, I know we're on Terminator Genisys, guys, but T2 was amazing to me.
Oh, I love T2.
But I
Even
swear to God,
still.
if you were on death row and you had to choose between T1 or the Terminator, the original, and T2, what would you choose?
Star Wars.
Oh.
Shut up. Okay, Star Wars is not available on Blu-ray at the local penitentiary.
T1 or T2, is that what you said?
Yes, that is the question.
I would say T2, just,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Javier.
I just like it.
The Outer Limits episode, Demon with the Glass Hand, because Harlan
Guys,
Ellison used that
you're
to
at the
successfully
Penitentiary. You're at the same like
What?
supermax prison as El Chapo. Okay, which you have the option, T1 or T2?
sue. Yeah.
Come on, it's not that hard.
Flip a coin.
All right, flip a coin.
Really?
Well, for me,
Yeah.
John Daniels here, guys. Death row
And if my roomie was El Chapo, I would definitely pick the original Terminator. I don't know. Well, and I know everyone's going to say, oh my god, the special effects were T2 was amazing. T2, I love T2. It was amazing. The special effects were great. But call me old school. I just love the classic background, the classic story, the origin, right? The source.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just a pivotal role for Arnold. I mean, I would pick the Terminator. I mean, just that. Think of the acting and the suspense you felt before all this CGI crap, right? Before all this explosion, helicopters sideways, this, that, the other. You still felt that element
That's
of
why I like T2 a little more, because it's a little more, the graphics are better.
Well, it has both. It has both the suspense element
even though they're
and
dated,
the graphics for T2.
Even though they're dated, they still it still looks like
it still looks cool
fun.
Today. Yeah, so yeah. But John Daniels here for the record.
Considering the time.
T1, the Terminator, the original Terminator. I would pick the original Terminator. Johnny C, you're saying Terminator 2.
T2, yeah.
And then for our friend Javier here, he said it would be a coin toss.
He's a coin toss.
Well,
What were you saying about
speaking back to flipping back to effects is like, I was really amazed the first time I saw that puppet claymation Arnie mask just moving around with the red eyeball in the original Terminator. And I just watched a helicopter fly. I just watched Arnold Schwarzenegger jump out of a helicopter onto another helicopter and crash into the San Francisco Bay, and I was not impressed because I knew it was all CGI.
No effect.
No.
But the 30 plus years ago, watching some guy with a puppet and claymation with a scalpel and a red eyeball
and chalking his eyeball out.
You saw the effort on screen. Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Even with those old, even with all that stuff, the claymation. I mean, you could still feel like, okay, this is the Terminator theme. This is the
visceral
theme.
Impact.
Yeah. I mean, it was just so amazing.
What was the Outer Limits thing you said? What was that?
Oh, Demon with the Glass Hand.
Now, can you, Javier, can you clarify? Are you talking 1960s Outer Limits, or are you talking 1990s Outer Limits? Oh, 60s. You're going way back when.
Way back, yeah.
For everyone listening, Javier is approximately 107 years old. And he remembers watching that when he was in
90 days.
Right, in 90 days. He remembers watching that back when he was going through his 50s.
What is it? This is not a trill. This is not a broad. What is it? This is not an emergency
control the horizontal.
Yeah.
So, I remember back when I was growing in the caves of Colombia.
Experience the all mystery that reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Where's the grenade launchers, man? They picked up a bag of guns.
Where's the magnetic rounds?
Now they are shooting.
I think he has it for the shotgun.
Yeah. So they're in the building. They're in the building.
They just unloaded these weapons that they got from the police station.
The T-5000, whatever the hell he is. He just got a spear that pops through the window into this now background, whatever the hell it is,
that was
TV
a good shot.
thing.
Terminator doing the work.
Yeah, he's doing good work. He's holding his own. He's holding his own.
As he should.
Should be doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But
they should be running right now. I don't know why they're not.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the first time I saw
the countdown. Literally skipped hours to minutes, and they're not moving faster.
Well, maybe they went through time travel.
Yeah. So now they're just busy. The same old plot again. The Terminator 2.
He mentioned that he became a construction worker on the site where this place is building. So now he knows the layout.
Right. Again, very convenient. Suits the plot.
Okay, so he smashes the keypad and the door opens.
He said he was fired, though.
Yeah. Oh, no, he wasn't fired. He was laid off from construction.
Okay. Right.
Which is kind of funny.
How does he get
But also
considering the year, the economy is supposed to be doing pretty well that year.
Considering also that they claimed they had no records on him, but he got a job and was... Even if he was paid on the table,
easy.
Dude, day laborers, man. If you can move heavy pounds of shit 24/7, they will hire you.
He probably got deported in Mexico.
Yeah, he made it back.
And he just walked back.
Yeah, he just walked through the ocean.
Yeah, he could walk back.
He can land on either coast.
Yeah,
that is true. Look, it is to explain the polymimetic alloy.
All right, now they have these new
T-1000.
Right, T-1000 material bots.
But he says it's harmless without a controlling force. The CPU, pretty much.
Okay.
Now, here's the funny thing. Javier, you mentioned that
there's something inside controlling it.
Right.
Javier, you mentioned that within themselves, within their own liquid, whatever, they have their own mechanism. They have their own.
Right, but that's future tech.
That's the nanomachines from the future.
Right.
That's John Connor.
The magnetic alloy.
The new T-1000.
He's building
not the
T-1000s right here.
Yeah, they're able to build it now. Yeah. But much like with the time machine, they can build the magnetic field, but they don't have a the advanced computer technology to actually run
to
it.
run the system. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why they need or it's going to take them 2 years to build it.
Yeah, which is the other reason I think he's building Genisys is able to get enough computing power together to actually run it
To
that in time.
build it faster. Yeah.
And then here we go through the game of just pop the holographic emitters.
So now they're going to
Wait a
shoot.
second.
She
Would he
just shot.
Would he hold off the launch until he had the time travel machine ready?
No. He's already building it, though. He's already preparing.
You think he'd just wait off on the launch and wait for the time travel thing and then finish up and then set it off?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, robot.
Robot. Be a logical robot.
Yeah.
Oh, robot chicken.
And like, I really want a camera shooter counter like going on.
Yeah.
Why?
They literally shoot this thing like 20 times.
They just keep shooting cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's
It kind
it's
of
a
gets to be-
Skynet trying to like persuade them or
Psych them
dissuade
out.
them.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're still gonna get you, and then they shoot the camera or they shoot the little
I love
holographic
her.
image.
I can't blow her up.
Okay,
Oh, wait,
so
that's part
the
of the mission,
T-5000, I swear to God, I don't know what this is, but I think it's the T-5000 now has Sarah Connor in his grips, and
He
It's a
can't-
standoff.
the
he can't-
T-800 can't self-destruct, even though it would save, Skynet
No,
from...
No, he can't kill Sarah
can't
Connor.
kill
No, I'm sorry, he can't kill Sarah Connor, even though it would save the whole
Even though
plot
it's
of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kyle Reese shows up, again, pointing one little gun at this thing that's made out of, like, super duper metal.
Right.
I mean, I guess, point what you got. And
He's like,
here's
I
the
can
crazy
blow it
thing.
up.
The T-5000, whatever the hell it is, John Connor, like, metamorphs,
Phase.
like, nano things
He's all magnetic.
through the little crate, and is now fighting
He's liquid nano.
liquid nano, yes.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
No, I know, believe me, it's completely aligned with
Yeah.
this movie. I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm watching this damn thing, I'm like, oh,
How did the detonator get destroyed? I missed that
how
part.
convenient. The detonator's destroyed.
Yeah.
The detonator is
I didn't
just
see him break it.
completely
I just
off
saw him knock
this.
it out of his hand.
Maybe when he flowed through his particles.
All right, so now we got the final fight scene between old school T-800.
Magnet fist gauntlet glove. Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. This is actually a cool little scene. This
Straight
is
up
like
punch-
little Mortal
punch the robot.
Kombat-y.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
So bring it back a little more grounded.
And
Fist to fist.
this is cool, where his nano bites or
yeah,
his nanos,
grind it
whatever,
off his arm.
they
That was
just
cool.
completely just, I don't know what, disintegrated all the skin on his arm to
Yeah.
get through to now what is just his bare arm, his robot.
endoskeleton.
Yeah.
And here's what's his face.
Doctor Who.
Not
Doctor
yet.
Who.
He's not quite.
No, he's not Doctor Who yet. Actually,
Oh, yeah,
they
he
have
will be.
in the credits, they have each aging
Version
holographic
They do?
Skynet.
Version
Yeah,
of
they
Genisys,
have
yeah.
the 8-year-old,
Good
the
for
12-year-old, the 14-year-old.
Good for those actors.
Because it
Yeah.
shows its evolution through those minute-by-minute
Those
frames.
jumps, yeah.
Yeah, that it's as it's getting closer to the countdown, it's evolving into, I guess, what would be Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know how in God's name we're on a Doctor Who discussion in a Terminator Genisys film, but okay.
Come on.
Because this
Keep
movie is
slicing
boring,
them with
and
the-
I actually enjoyed Doctor Who, or enjoyed most of it.
Ugh,
I just recognized that was that.
sigh. John Daniels sighs.
Now they're running around trying to get to. What are they? trying to
Again,
get
with
to?
another
The-
holographic image. Another. Okay, now
Yeah.
we're at Doctor Who stage.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
He's grown up, and they flash back to where Doctor Who makes him Agent Smith, like
Right.
morph,
Possessed him.
whatever.
Yeah.
makes him into this thing.
Meanwhile, Arnie's throwing a laser at him.
Oh, he's throwing it out like a
Industrial laser.
metal. I don't know what the
Definitely-
hell it
He
is.
definitely flips around a lot more. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, shoot the camera again.
Shoot the camera, Q,
At
shoot the
least-
camera,
at
guys.
least
Shoot
five
the
more
camera.
times.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
oh, there he is again. Shoot the camera again. Come on, just shoot the little camera.
Yeah.
Shoot the projection. Just,
Yeah.
Bye bye.
It's lucky those things
It keeps coming back. It's just like, hey, buddy, you know how many cameras we have in this building?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's just he's lucky the modern hand.
at this point, I'm counting down to the goddamn credits roll. Jesus. I mean,
Yeah. Well, we've got at least.
Actually, I have a little stopwatch over there in the corner. I can do
Yeah.
that.
Well, we got 3 minutes of movie time.
Ugh.
It's just it's counting down.
3 minutes of movie time equals like an eternity
Yeah.
in real lifetime.
And then he's fighting
It's like 20 minutes.
magnetic Terminator over here again.
They make him look cool. They make him
Yeah.
look good, and they explain it. Now
This
he's
part-
doing like a
He's
Mortal
doing-
Kombat.
Yeah, he's doing straight up.
He's doing
Sub-Zero,
Mortal
or,
Kombat scorpion moves.
teleportation
like
moves over here.
yeah, like
combos.
teleporting through him.
Yeah.
Like fatality type shit
It's like phasing
going
or
through
some
him.
shit.
Baraka sliced off his arm.
Yeah, he can make swords this whole time.
Well, Sub-Zero does the sword. Like,
no, I mean this dude can make swords the whole time.
apparently
How
he
did
can
not
chop
just-
off.
Why does he not just chop them in half already?
Well, he did a sword and he chopped off his arm. I don't know why he did. Yeah, that's a good point. Why didn't he do it way back when they met back
He
in the
should have
garage by the hospital?
Arms and swords.
He should have
axe
just
legs, and
turned
just
into
as
a-
spinning move.
He should
Well,
just
he did
Baraka
gr-
him into nothing.
He did grind his arm off.
Yeah.
Well, again, and
He
why
should
didn't he
be
do
able-
that? Why
he
didn't he
should be
just
able to
chop
tear
off his
apart,
arm like he
yeah,
did
yeah.
now? I don't know. Call it convenience. Call it movie.
And
Call it.
they do have to fight at the end.
Yeah.
Call it the final fight scene. Okay, this is the
Pretty
final
much.
fight scene.
This is
Yeah,
what
I
it
get
is.
it. I get it.
He
Oh,
needs his glove.
And again, the one-armed crawling thing back to Terminator.
Back
2.
to reference to Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep doing
And this
it.
guy just
He
floats up.
floats around, kind of weird everywhere.
Is this still going on? I need a drink.
What's
Yes.
up with the?
You do have enough time for another drink.
What's up with the arm? Why did he pick up the arm?
Who picked up the arm?
I guess Kyle Reese did.
Oh,
To destroy later.
Memory.
Yeah. They can't have that technology floating around apparently, even though it kind of was already
It doesn't matter.
too late because if Cyberdyne has the technology,
Look, maybe she's got the magnet round system. She fucks him up.
Dude, she's got guts to show up in front.
He hits
And-
him with the arm.
He's like,
Yes.
you will be
Oh,
whipped
he
by a
has
Terminator arm.
He has the gauntlet on the arm and he's hitting him with it. Oh,
Okay, that's what he's doing.
That's what he's
Okay,
doing.
gotcha.
That's
So that
cool.
is the one vulnerability that this magnetic thing.
Oh wait, no, was that just the arm?
Okay, now
yeah, the magnetic thing.
Arnold has the magnetic
Do you have
wristband,
two or
whatever the hell
one
it
of
is.
those things?
See,
Yeah,
I don't
two.
know.
Yeah, two. One.
Oh,
in each
okay.
arm.
Okay, there's one on the other arm there. Okay.
Yeah.
He was beating him with it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now time to
It's
go
nice to have a good
into
physical weapon that's effective against the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's fun just to hit him around.
the prototype time machine generator, where it will shred or will be shredding.
Shredding both of them actually.
Well,
Which
no,
actually-
because Arnie doesn't feel the effect.
Well, he does because a lot of his metal is exposed now. Remember, the whole point was being that he had to be covered in living skin.
Yeah, in order to make it back.
In order to make it back, go through the initial time travel
Living
for T1.
tissue,
Right,
yeah.
yeah, living tissue over metal
Yeah.
Metal endoskeleton. Yeah.
endoskeleton. Okay.
Also, the point being, they don't have a proper control unit either.
And it's not ready to go, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a prototype. If that, I mean, who
Right.
knows what the hell? I mean, but
Yeah.
well,
It's just gonna fry you.
the
It's not
thing
gonna
is,
send you
it
anywhere.
is
Yeah.
it is having some magnetic interference against this new
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Connor, and
Right.
so that, I mean, it serves its purpose in that sense.
Yeah. And then, yeah. Things are happening.
We can just cue how many sighs we have during this podcast here over these
Yeah.
damn
There
movies.
should be a count somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get a counter.
Just
Sigh.
heavy size.
Sign number 49.
And he looks at it. He looks at the Terminator last, not her. That's weird.
All right, now they're going through this. It feels like a goddamn Dragon Ball Z movie where they're going through this little magnetic interference force.
fighting a little bubble.
All right, and he's trying to get out. However, he can't because he's contained.
And then he just grabbed him again, dragged him back in. Look.
Now, how does she have the fingerprints to this
What-
reader? I
yeah.
don't get that. What?
No,
How
look,
could she possibly
she
have any
says-
access? And the Terminator is like being frozen or crystallized or
Oh, yeah.
fossilized, something disgusting.
Yeah.
They're like, identify yourself, and she's like, Sarah Connor, and then it lets her in.
Yeah, but how? How does it know? What?
Didn't he say that he had infiltrated the unit that was a construction worker?
Well, that he knew
Back
the layout.
then,
He knew the
maybe,
layout, but
yeah.
did he give her access? Did he put her fingerprints in?
Possibly.
Maybe,
He
possibly.
probably had
Yeah,
it on
okay,
file.
maybe. All right. Yeah.
And he,
Possibly.
he fell into the polymimetic alloy.
So now
Yeah.
he's going into the smart alloy.
So now he becomes a new bot.
Right, but
Now,
is
here's
he
a-
still alive or is he dead
New
at this
bot?
point? Because he
New
has to
bot.
he has to be alive in order to get the
Well,
new,
If the CPU hadn't shut down, then he's alive.
Right.
and then
Yes.
he will absorb the new T1000 type
Yeah.
transformation, which
Yeah.
again, spoiler alert, everybody knows he turns into the T1000.
Right.
So we have the T-800,000, whatever the hell it is.
Actually, it turns into the TX because he's got both.
He's
got
hybrid, yeah.
The TX,
Yeah, because he's got
which
both.
is the Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines girl.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he's got
Either,
both
oh,
the
yeah,
skeleton
yeah.
and the.
The
Yeah,
funny
but
thing is,
he's
you know,
both-
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
this scene where all the 5 little buildings collapse. That's actually based off of, I don't know, some damn organization. It's like a real life organization. They have like a 5 buildings.
Oh, those buildings.
Yeah, in a similar type of layout. Yeah. Yeah, probably whoever the hell filmed whatever movie production.
So either
It does raise an interesting question though. It's like he was able to get to the past, so why does the magnetic time machine tear him apart now?
See,
yeah. Well, no, it wasn't ready.
I guess so.
What do you mean? Wait. Repeat that.
The
Javier?
time machine wasn't ready to go.
This is a prototype time machine. This is like a makeshift.
It's
okay,
2
let's
years
just-
away.
I guess so.
So whatever they're doing is just frying and whatever's in there.
Right.
Right. Have you ever seen what is it, The Fly, where they kill the little
Yeah.
chimpanzee thing?
You want to go in before it's ready?
no,
2 years before it's ready?
thank you. Oh, by the way, guys,
But so
for the record, we will be reviewing The Fly, ladies and gentlemen, at some point.
So either the construction worker Terminator built the access codes for Sarah Connor, or John Connor has he was on file and system on there. Maybe he could have put her on for some movie.
He probably would have, just to be thorough, because he's a machine. Now they're talking to each other.
Now they're having the bonding, another bonding
Talking at
moment.
each other. They're about to do it.
And really?
Probably.
Wait, do they still have to do it
Do they?
to make the first Terminator happen? No,
Who knows?
because they're in the future.
No, it's a new time.
right? Oh, that sucks for him.
Yeah.
Ugh. Slow dialogue, slower ending.
Sadly, it's
still
about
Boring
talking.
face.
People
Okay.
don't care, but the thing that makes it...
They just showed that the T-1000 little arm comes through. They don't yet reveal who it is, but we all know that it's a T-800. Pops, a.k.a. the Guardian, a.k.a.
Army.
Pops.
Terminator.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. How did she know it was Pops? What if it was the thing? What if it was a T-3000 John Connor mimicking what would be Pops?
She knows.
Okay, she knows. Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, there's no way you could have survived that.
Yeah,
But
Arnold
again,
explains that there's no way its parts could
Which
have
means he'll
survived
be
the
back.
blast.
If there was
So-
a sequel, he'd have been back.
Not only did the
Who?
magnetic interference rip him to shreds, but on top of that magnetic interference, there was a blast that just annihilated John
Right.
Connor.
Yeah.
So that's the explanation as to how it,
Right.
died, exploded, went away,
But-
disintegrated, whatever the hell.
I get
Right,
the feeling
anything.
if this had been successful, he would have reappeared.
Don't scare me with that, Jane.
Yeah.
Please, Javier, please don't.
And again, the movie just laughed
I'm
itself
gonna
out.
crawl in back to my little mountainous cave
Yeah.
in my little corner of Columbia here. Just
Also, this
I'm gonna
does
crawl
set up
back
a
some-
very interesting future where
You know what?
John Connor's supposed to be born 20 years ago or some crap. What is this, 2017?
Yeah.
So, they haven't even done it yet. So,
Yeah, so he hasn't even been born.
he hasn't even been born yet.
He's
So,
not-
again, going back to Javier's alternate parallel multi-universe.
I mean, I know that's what this. I'm saying it makes it interesting to what their future
dude,
would have been.
if I was talking to myself 20 years ago, I'd be like, "Look, you little bitch ass, you better get a job. You better go out on the street, make some money, hustle.
Don't think about Genesis.
Don't you dare think about gender. Forget that little iPad. Bring that thing over your face."
Colombian sling those grants.
Yeah, I tell him, "Hey, look,
You need to
sir."
learn jujitsu.
I go, look, John
firearm
Daniels.
training.
You were in Colombia. You were in the mountains of opportunity. And by opportunity,
You got a
I
bike.
mean selling massive
I
amounts
grew
of
up in the
cocaine.
goddamn apocalypse.
You have a bicycle with a bell?
Yeah.
I had a scope on my AR. That was my luxury.
Yeah.
Alright, so now he's-
I had a Terminator sniffing dog.
For some reason, this scene reminds me of Looper. You guys know that movie with
Yeah.
Looper.
Emily Blunt.
What's his face?
God damn it.
Limit.
Joseph,
Willis.
and of course Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool film.
Yeah.
That's such
Right.
but this scene reminds me of that. Just when he has to go back in time and talk to himself or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's cool that it sets up the beginning, but yeah.
But the movie's just laughing itself.
So
Yeah,
now,
it
so
is,
so at this
literally.
point,
At this point, the movie is a dog licking its own nuts.
It always has been.
in Colombia, by not just a regular dog, a Colombian dog that is
Dogs
that
lick
is
their own
starving.
nuts everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, in Colombia, they do more so because there's just very little food around there for the dogs. You know what I mean? So, at this point, I don't know.
He's gonna
Are they
break him.
trying to kick it off for a second one again because of the dismal
Yeah.
ratings and the complete fallout? How
This
would they
was-
kick it off?
this
How
was
would they
written
even?
as a
How would they
part
kick
one.
it off? Right? No, you're Johnny C. You're exactly right. That's what I read earlier.
Yeah.
This was written what was supposed
It
supposed to
feels
be
like
a kickoff. How would they? What would go next if they essentially killed John Connor, their future son, who turned into Agent Smith in this
Well,
goddamn
He
movie?
hasn't been born yet.
Easiest and laziest thing, he reappears. They gotta go fight him. Second thing, another Judgment Day, another machine war. Third thing, just more time traveling warriors appear out of anywhere.
At any time, yeah.
Yeah, and be like, hey, we need you to do this mission.
You gotta come back.
So wait, so what would be the okay, guys? Credits are rolling now. Wendy S.
Thank
Williams.
God.
Wendy Williams is the unit production manager. Jesus Christ, no wonder this movie stuff. But
What'd she do?
I don't know. Wendy S. Williams. But so wait,
Don't
so
quit blaming people.
how?
She was.
No,
Williams was good in this movie.
That was a name, guy. Credits roll. Check the credits roll. The first thing that pops up is Wendy S. Williams. That's a
Yeah.
real name. I swear to God, I'm not referencing.
Yeah, Guardian. What the hell?
Yeah, no, they
Pops?
and Arnold Schwarzenegger is titled as Guardian.
Pops,
What
AKA
the hell?
Guardians,
Why?
Brian.
What were they thinking? What?
Who knows? Who knows what
Ah,
goes on?
They
again.
never referred to him as Guardian.
Alan
once
Taylor
in
and
this
whoever the god awful writers
See, no, I
writers
blame
were
you
for
for
this.
this. You know why? Because you shipped us so much product to LA that it addled the brains, and this is what we get.
All that cocaine coming from Colombia went straight to the writer's nose, right? Went straight to their brain.
So I blame
This
you
is
for this.
all they
Brian.
could come up with after 20 years of snorting massive amounts of cocaine. Okay, guys, so explain to me, how would they make a second one if they were, which we know that now they are not
Do you
making a
guys
second
know
one.
there's a mid-credit scene?
Is there?
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
What?
There's an Easter egg in there. Shut the hell
I
up. Shut,
swear,
no,
dude, I
no, there's
swear.
not.
If you another wait, like one more minute, and it'll pop up.
You're joking.
I swear. I saw it earlier.
Okay.
I saw
Wait,
it.
Javier, how did we miss this on the original? I guess we ran out the movie so goddamn
yeah,
fast.
no one's gonna stay for the credits
Yeah.
for this. You don't want to
Well,
stick around.
it's
But when
like,
it's
yeah.
on,
Okay,
when it's
alright,
on demand,
let's-
you can kind of skip.
okay,
it.
let's-
Okay. Anyway, the makeup.
But
artist
just
was
watch. Just
Emily
you're in for a
Tatum,
whole,
so
Okay.
whole
well done
new
her.
world. It's about to
Wait,
open
how
your
long
eyes.
is that scene, though?
Just watch.
But we don't want to leave dead space because I do want to hear it.
It's about
just-
to come up. It's about to come up.
First,
Is
I
it
don't
like a
know
30-second
when.
scene? Is it a 30-second scene?
First assistant editor.
Yeah, I think it's right now. It's right now. It's right now.
Okay, guys, please excuse the dead silence just
As
for
we're
the interim
waiting for a mid-credit.
as
scene,
we're
apparently.
waiting for like a little Easter. Oh, wow.
What the hell is all this?
This is Iceland?
Mid credits,
Wow.
post credits, mid scene, whatever.
Wait, I don't.
I never even knew those scenes were there.
What is this supposed to be, though? It's
This
like
is the end of the movie.
Icelandic.
No,
this is the rubble of the
It's-
explosion that
it's-
just happened.
Skynet rubble.
Okay.
They're
What?
going into Skynet, and so you remember how Arnie said like nothing could possibly survive that blast?
He said, yeah, well, the thing was annihilated. The thing was extinguished
That's
or
what he
disintegrated.
said.
Whoop!
Okay, is this a time machine?
And what the fuck is that?
Is this a time
It's
machine?
Genesis. I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
that was him.
Yeah, it's
That
Genesis.
was Skynet.
Yeah,
That was Genesis. Uploaded into a little ball.
yeah.
So
a
it
red
did
ball.
make it.
It
It
survived.
did
Like a
survive.
red dwarf.
Yeah.
It made it.
So they
That's
fucking
your
failed.
sequel.
Hold on. So Skynet was appearing there. Doctor Who was appearing there in his holographic form. And
had
that
a
that
safety
ball,
net, had a fail
that
safe.
ball was indicative of what? That there was another now universe where it actually did make it.
I think
where-
that's just him.
Yeah, that's his core.
Yeah, that's his core.
I think he was observing.
So
his computer
Skynet
core.
was never blown
destroyed,
up according
yeah.
to Terminator 1 or even according to this. They never
What?
finished Terminator.
I don't
They
really
never-
get. Yeah, what I don't really get
I've
is
never
they-
seen this. This is
what I don't-
hideous.
What I don't get
I'm
is-
offended by this scene. I swear to God.
What I don't get is it makes it worse because they failed the mission miserably.
Yeah, they failed hard.
Because not only they I don't know why they ever thought that destroying the new robot that they didn't know existed in the first place is the end of their mission. Which originally their mission is to stop Genisys, which is that building there.
Well, they just failed because we see goddamn Doctor Who, aka Skynet, aka
Yeah.
Medical Physical Agent Smith,
Yeah.
now
And
in
then
this
they
new
blew-
rubble.
They blew up the building, but they didn't confirm the kill.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
What
You
the
had one
hell?
mission. You had one mission.
You had one thing to do in life.
You had one job.
You have
Yeah.
one job, you assholes.
No, like, okay,
And
we're
all
good.
three of you as a whole couldn't complete it.
We blew up that thing that we didn't know that was going to be there. All right, we're good.
So now,
That explains. There's your sequel hook right there.
okay, never. Okay, guys, I get it.
That's just
I've answered my own. Well, actually, Johnny C, thank you for enlightening me and
for
insulting
sticking around
me
and
by
making sure
making me
there's
watch
end
this
credits.
scene.
Yeah.
Also, what the heck is this music going on in the background?
Sound reminds
So,
me
it
of
reminds me of
Really?
who's that damn? There was like that rocker girl, Angel.
Evanescence.
Evanescence. It reminds me of that.
It
yeah.
might be her.
Really? Amy Lee?
I mean, it would fit this movie. It's on its dying edge, little
Yeah.
downward trend.
And then yeah.
It had
In a
its
draft
peak.
or something. Again,
Yeah.
this movie, it feels like it was a setup for one, especially.
No,
after
it
that
was
stinger.
the stinger, that Easter egg, the little
Especially.
thing here, the thing that I've never seen before in
So-
life. Johnny C, I hate you for this, but Johnny C,
I made the movie better for you.
better or for worse till death do us part. Okay.
No.
So
Yeah.
okay, so I get it. Movie went nowhere revenue wise. So they canceled. This is no longer a first part to
It's not a
any
franchise,
trilogy.
yeah,
Right? This is
yeah.
dead in the water. And
Thankfully.
so
It
now
takes-
for
yeah, it
Terminator
takes-
Dark Fate, they're bringing the Deadpool director guys, Tim
Miller.
That's
Tim
good.
Miller.
Yeah.
Tim Miller with also, I guess, some assistance from James Cameron. I think
He's
Well,
like producer.
he's a producer. He's like a
He's busy
consultant.
making
He's
Avatar
a whatever.
sequels.
He's
right.
something.
So, okay. So this thing is dead in the water. Right? This thing is gone.
Right.
This thing essentially never
Yes.
existed as soon as the Dark Fate
This
movie comes
timeline
out.
and all the 5 that came after it, I'm glad.
Okay, guys. Here's all right. If you had to rank 1 through this,
Wait, they only made 2 Terminator movies.
okay. So Javier only acknowledges 2.
Yeah.
2. Now, is that because you haven't seen the rest, or you just refuse to acknowledge their mere existence? That's an alternate universe that just never happened.
They're not worth considering.
Not worth considering. Okay, so they're in some
Leave it
alternate
at that.
funky universe.
It's like there's only
There's a
one
Nelson
Highlander movie.
Mandela effect going on here, guys.
Yeah.
There's only one
Yeah.
Highlander movie. There's only 2 Alien movies.
Okay, okay. Johnny
They only made 2
C.
Predators.
Johnny C. If you had to rank Terminator, the original Terminator, up to Terminator Genisys, what would your rank be?
Original.
Like, I know you already said T2 is your top notch.
Yeah, this is a 5. This is like a 4 or 5.
No,
It's a failed attempt.
no. We're not ranking this. No, I'm asking you, like, film wise, what would you choose for out of all the 5 that you've seen so far? Like, would you say T2 is the top, then Terminator 1?
Yeah, T2, T1,
And then what?
and then Salvation.
Right?
And then nothing.
And then non-existence.
And then 3. And then this one? So yeah, this is last.
Oh,
for
3
sure.
comes before this one?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay, so me, John Daniels here, guys. I would choose the original Terminator as my top. Following that, obviously, would be T2, Judgment Day. Then Christian Bale's Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
Then I would unfortunately have to pick
Genesis over 3.
Have to pick Genisys. Terminator Genisys, which is what we just reviewed, over Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. I just can't do Talk to the Hand.
Yeah, it's pretty
And I
bad.
can't do when he walks in to
The
the
glasses.
he walks out of the
I'm a
strip club.
machine.
I am a
Yeah.
machine. He walks into the strip club and comes out with the girl's star pink glasses.
Yeah.
What the hell? What?
That should
I
have
don't-
never been recorded.
What in God's name? So I do have to pick Genisys as my 4th selection
Oh.
over Terminator 3. So yes.
Well, the only
Yes.
reason I'd say 3 over Genesis is because 3 at least tried to be a sequel to the other ones, when this one is completely just off the rails.
Yeah.
So Terminator 3 actually was supposed
It was
to be.
trying to be, yeah.
It was because
This one is
it was
like,
Nick.
no,
What was
we're
it Nick
doing
Stahl?
anything we
Nick
want.
Stahl was John Connor.
Yeah.
Nick Stahl, I think that's his name, was
supposed
John
to be
Connor.
the same.
And he references,
too, yeah.
right? He references, hey,
Yeah.
don't you remember Hasta La Vista, baby? Don't you remember blah 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 blah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to teach you everything all
So
over
they
again.
at least tried a little bit, and I
And-
like how they get blown up at the end anyway. That's my favorite.
Well, no, Nick Stahl, John Connor, and his future wife,
Yeah.
Catherine Brewster.
all they did was
Catherine
survive
Brewster
the
in the
apocalypse,
movie.
so that's fine. with
Well,
me.
they're the only ones that make it. They go into this cave where they think everything's gonna be fine and dandy,
yeah.
but it's only them with limited rations, limited technology, limited
That's
everything.
the beginning of the Resistance. I like that.
So the ending was the only good thing about that film.
Right.
When they
What?
just failed at
It ended.
they failed at stopping the
When the
apocalypse.
credits rolled and we realized that was the final scene, that was the best part of the movie.
I liked how they failed at stopping the apocalypse, and they had to live through it and create salvation anyway.
So guys, I still stand by my, it's going to be Terminator, the original T2, then Salvation, and I've already mentioned that I'd pick Genisys over
Yeah.
T3. T3's at the
I
bottom
have
of the list.
very little
And
high hopes for the next one.
We're gonna see what's going on in Dark Fate. We're
Well,
gonna.
Yeah,
To be fair, the next
I'll
one
see it.
can't be as bad as the last couple. I mean,
I think it can be. I think it can be.
somewhere someone is saying challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I think
So what we could do is we
James
could
Cameron was supposed to be part of it, or more part of it, and then he's not. So I think
for which one for
the new one.
the new I think he's like he's like a producer or
Yeah.
consult some crap or
Well,
something.
Did he give 600 pages of notes like Battle Angel?
I don't know. I hope he
Say
did.
that I have no idea.
It's got Little
I don't know the
Hamilton.
reference.
It's got the original Sarah Connor. It's gonna have Arnold. It's gonna have
Dude, I'm telling
Edward
guys.
Furlong
I said
somehow.
this earlier in the podcast. If all the people that are listening, all you got to do is go on reviews for the trailer. Talk about trailer
Yeah.
Trailer?
Play the trailer.
Failure.
Pull it up. Play the trailer.
I'll play it. Okay. But I mean, there are some funny reviews. Let me see. Right, hold on a second. I'm just gonna pull it up.
I've only seen the very first one, and then I think they had a new one that came out I haven't seen.
I mean, it got torn to shreds. I mean,
there's the girl who was in Blade Runner. She's the Terminator. There's a girl Terminator again, and then there's the other little girl they're protecting for some weird reason, and then there's a Spanish Terminator. That's the bad Terminator.
Yeah, that's the guy, the new Spanish Terminator.
El Terminator.
El
Terminator.
Yes, El Terminator. Yes.
So they had the.
Yeah, they make equal opportunity. You know, it's about
they
time
had the white Terminator, they had the girl Terminator.
The girl Terminator was also Caucasian. She was white.
Yeah, well.
Oh no, what was her name? That
white
beautiful
girl.
one in the third one.
Christina Logan?
Not white girl. She was like some Russian girl or something.
No.
She was like some amazing girl.
And then they had an Asian Terminator.
Who was also white.
And then they have a Spanish Terminator.
Who's also white.
Where's the black Terminator?
He's coming. Who is it?
He's
Idris. He's coming in Terminator 7.
Actually, you know what?
Who? Idris Elba?
Yes.
Dude,
he's a big badass.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a badass. He's a big built, like, he'd be a good black Terminator. I would really enjoy him, yeah. I would totally go to that. I would totally go to that. I would even promote that.
As a Terminator.
He's a kitty cat.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy.
That's a good pick, yeah. Make the Rock a Terminator.
Who? No, come on, dude.
That'd be too cheesy.
The Rock would be so cheesy.
He probably in his contract have to be like, I need all more lines.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I have advanced AI systems where I don't talk like a robot.
Like, I have to do my. What was his infamous move in the WWE? I don't know. He'd have to do the whatever the hell it is. Like, ugh.
With the eyebrow?
No, the eyebrow and something else.
Do
like
you
this
know
little
what
move.
the Terminator's cooking?
All right, guys, I'm trying to find this.
You may have to get off Amazon. You may have to get on YouTube.
Hold on, I might just have to get on like the dark web or whatever the hell is on.
No, YouTube.
That's all you have in Colombia, the dark web, right?
Oh yeah, we have that and
So
Terminator just on replay.
What about the light web?
Oh jeez. All right, let me just find this real quick. Dark fat. Dark fate.
Terminator Dark Fat?
Dark Fate. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Javier, you are correct.
Go to YouTube.
What you doing?
You know, the funny thing is, I don't know if I have YouTube on this Xbox console.
That's alright. We will chatter mindlessly until you install YouTube on this rickety console.
Well, it's an Xbox 360, guys. By the way, for the record, guys, I purchased a Xbox One X from someone who will remain unnamed. And the goddamn thing worked for 2 months, and then went to shit.
So, just like everybody else.
Yes.
Unrelevant. Irrelevant.
I'm trying to.
Unrelated. Irrelated.
What you're saying is
irrigation. Irrelated.
Join the PS4 Master Race.
Never.
Dude, PS4.
Never. Any race that I'll join will be the Reptilian Overlord. That is all. No other race aside from them.
Let it be known.
Recorded. Hey guys, Reptilian Overlords. If you're
me, so
John Daniels.
Iron Sky 2 is happening. It did happen, so you need to watch that at some point.
Who? What?
Iron Sky 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they finally got around to making a sequel. So, John, you need to watch Iron Sky at some point.
What can you give me a premise, a reason? What are we doing here?
A reason.
A reason aside from being drunk. Just give me a reason.
What is Iron Sky?
What is it? I never.
Nazis on the moon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This feels like a goddamn Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Kind of. Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's pretty much like zombies.
Speaking of Nazis on the moon, guys, there is a freakishly cool movie called I think Blood Barn with Michael Fassbender and I think the dude who played Dracula in the latest Blade, the last Blade.
What?
It's so messed up.
Blade
it's
from 15 years ago?
It's a Nazi meets Jeepers Creepers meets like Insidious movie. It is so twisted. I was watching HBO the other day. I was like on. I'm like, what
is it called?
I think it's called Blood Barn. I'll find it for everyone listening. Michael Fassbender. It's a 2010 movie, and it is freaky, like freaky, like
cool.
Disturbing. And the scenes are actually very cool. Very.
What was that movie I wanted you to watch? Overkill or something like that?
Tell me, I don't know.
Overlord, yeah.
Overlord, what is that?
Just Nazi zombies.
Nazi zombies.
Again, so we have now 2 Nazi zombie films that we have to watch. We have one from
this
JVR and one from Johnny C. What is it? What are you guys up with? What's the deal with
Overlord? I saw it there.
Also, just for shits and giggles, that segment from Heavy Metal.
I don't remember.
Wait, Heavy Metal, the cartoon, the 80s rock and roll film thing?
Yeah. It's a good show, man. It's all at the ripe old age of 60.
Search.
Okay, what am I searching for again?
Dark Fate.
Dark Fat?
The Dark Fat.
Dark Fat of what would be a Terminator series. You know, no one likes to eat the Dark Fat.
Dark
Okay, hold on, guys. Just give me, if you bear with me here.
We're watching manually type in letters.
Yes, again, sorry. Oh, Jesus.
How'd that happen?
I think I hit clear instead of space.
Apparently, he doesn't know how controller works.
Hey, guys, I've been drinking Jack Daniels.
That
John
is
Daniels
no
here.
excuse.
Come on, guys. Come in some slack here. I've been drinking heavily. I
Bonus-
had to watch Terminator Genisys. Can you
All
please
right.
give me a break?
Bonus
Alright.
eps- bonus
You did
part
have to watch
right here.
Terminator
We'll-
Genisys.
we'll
Yeah.
watch
That alone would make you like sleepy, woozy,
Dark-
Yeah,
disoriented.
It's not a feeling for you. There you go.
Dark
Here's a trailer.
Fate trailer. Play the newest one.
Okay.
that one
We got the one that everyone is like
That's
ranting on is a 229.
229.
Yeah, you guys.
What?
Yeah, let's watch it. This first one on left here.
Yeah, I saw the first one. I want to watch the new one. Well,
This
play
one?
Both, play both.
Okay, well let's watch the first one just to keep everyone.
I haven't seen the new one. So.
Alright, the first one goes here real quick. So again, guys, if you go on just some of the commentaries, I mean, people rip it like just. Rip
I ripped it apart
Right.
myself in my head.
No, they like really.
Yeah.
To be fair,
So the girl
I was
is
like-
actually a Colombian actress. She's actually one of my cousin's cousins from Colombia. No, I swear to God, she's a Colombian.
Skydance again.
She's a Colombian actress.
I don't.
I don't think
Get
she's.
Skydance away from Terminator for some reason. I don't
Was
trust
Skydance what? Okay, now who is this new Terminator girl? And what's up with the?
She was in an episode of Black Mirror, San Junipero, and she played like a hooker girl in the new Blade Runner.
I thought she was a hooker girl here in this new Terminator.
what's her name?
Heyo.
Mackenzie Phillips?
So
Is that her?
he's
Okay, so
he's a
Spanish,
nanobot.
Yeah, he's-
Spanish, maybe non-Colombian
he just turned
Terminator
into
dude.
a
He cloned himself.
yeah, he
He's
cloned
Juan
himself.
Connor.
Juan Connor. Okay, Juan Connor is now the new Terminator.
La Terminator.
El Terminator.
Terminator.
El Terminator. Juan Connor is now like
Juan
this
Connor.
new Terminator. Okay, and he's chasing
Because he's AI.
black mirrors. In
See,
this
look.
okay,
If you're gonna show up with a shotgun, at least show up with this shotgun and a bazooka. Thank you.
right?
Yeah.
No, she did. No, Linda Hamilton,
Doing it right.
badass,
Yeah, thank you.
badass. She did it
Immediately
right.
rights all the wrongs from the previous movie.
Yeah, she knows what's going on.
Now, okay, we got little Colombian girl in the background. My cousin's cousin from Colombia, Cali, Colombia, guys.
Producer. Okay,
Hailing from
James
the
Cameron's a producer.
So yeah, James Cameron's a producer here.
Linda
Doesn't mean a whole
Hamilton's
lot.
looking rough.
Dude, come on.
But
Dude,
I
Johnny
give her credit for
C,
that.
man. Cut her some slack. She's like 95, man. Cut her some slack, dude.
No, I give her credit for that. For just
She's a
being
badass.
out there and doing it.
I'll cut her more
She's a
slack than
badass. I love her.
95.
I love her, and she's totally cool. And I even love her twin, who appears in I think
Terminator 2.
one of the scenes from Terminator 2. Yeah.
Yeah, the mirrors.
Okay. Yeah. So it was cool. It was cool. She's cool.
And then there's another Terminator that's around for some
So
reason.
they show Arnie, and the speculation is
which
that
doesn't make any sense.
well, the speculation is
Considering
that
it's supposed to be a sequel to 2.
the speculation is that
Yeah.
he is the human form T-800 that was modeled to make the T-800 because of his mass and size and stature.
Is he supposed to be like a?
Well,
like
that's a
cool
speculation.
warrior or something like
Nobody
that?
knows. No one has really gone into it.
Like that part's cool.
And now they have the Terminator
It
fighting
was
the Terminator.
it was
Robot Fetch are cool.
They based the Terminator off of what's his name? Dutch.
Wait, hold on. Al Bundy?
No,
Ed O'Neill?
No, Predator. Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch from Predator.
Dutch from Predator. That's who they based the Terminator off of.
Yeah.
I don't remember him. Who the hell is
Dutch
he?
Predator, man.
Oh,
Arnold.
Arnold
Yeah.
is Dutch
Yeah.
in the Predator. In Predator,
Yeah.
in the
Are we
original
going to come
Predator.
back to that? Are we going to do a Predator at some point?
Yes.
I
mean
love
that.
Predator all day.
Well, we will not do the Predator unless we are blacked out drunk. But we will do the original
That movie's
Predator.
easy to talk about. Play the.
Okay, I'll play the guys. If you're following along here, we are now on this new trailer that's 4 minutes
Terminator
and 21
6.
seconds in
So they're
length.
calling it 6. They're not really calling it 3.
Well, it is 6.
Well,
Technically, it's 6 if you can count.
That's scary right there. They're calling it 6.
All right, well, let's just watch Terminator 2, the official trailer. We're gonna watch this real quick.
retconning, call it 3.
And guys, I know that we're kind of just we're kind of going off the rails here, but we're really just trying to anticipate. Yeah, a little extra. We're just trying to anticipate what to expect when we do see
What
this
to expect?
in the
You're
movies.
expecting a Terminator movie?
Now I don't get it.
Still a big Terminator fan, despite these bad movies.
Oh,
that keep coming
love
out.
Like I said, Terminator. If I was on
All-time
death row,
classic.
if I was on death row and I had like 3 movies to choose, the original Terminator for me would be on the list.
You know what's better than the other Terminator movies is, I don't know if you guys have ever ridden the ride at Universal Studios.
What?
Yeah, in the ride, it's like interactive, dude. You sit in a thing and
Is he T-1000? It's like T-1000 based
it's
or
like
whatever?
Terminator. It's like you're living through Terminator 2.
No.
Sarah Connor's there. Edward Furlong's there.
Wait, how current
They're running
is this
around
ride?
with you.
How
They're
current
like,
is this
there's
ride?
new tech that the Terminators have. She's taking them out. They're fighting. They're like going.
Wait, when did you go on this ride? And why haven't I been?
This is like 2013 or something like that.
So it's still maybe around.
I think they took it away. I think they took it away like a couple years ago. Yeah, it might still be there. I don't know. I'm not positive.
Dude.
But that whole section where it's like a mini Terminator 3.
Really?
Dude. Yeah, the interactive ride, Terminator, Universal Studios. A lot better than any of these movies.
Yeah,
dude, this scene where the
short and sweet. You just do one little mission with them. It's like you're just running through.
This one scene where they show in the trailer where they show the Jeep parachuting down a mountainous range. It reminds me of Fast and the Furious.
Shoot him in the face.
Oh yeah, shoot him in the face.
Fantastic game.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was talking about Universal on this one.
We may have to do a Fast and the Furious at some point.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will do a Fast and the Furious. Now, I do have an objection, guys.
Okay.
Anything after Paul Walker, I would not want to do, but again, that's up to how much we drink.
I mean,
dude, Paul Walker was the essence of that series.
I think Vin Diesel took over.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Johnny C. Paul Walker. He was the soul that made up the series. Except for Tokyo Drift, which they totally just eradicated from the movie.
Well, Vin Diesel wasn't in 2.
No, Vin Diesel, he was not in 2. See, I haven't seen the goddamn
one scene
movie.
in 3. So technically, Paul Walker is the main character.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy.
More movies.
Dude, he's the dude.
He's in more movies, yeah.
Okay.
Well, not now, because they're making more after.
All right. Now, before we get into a whole tangent, I know we always do
Yeah.
this, guys. We just completely just run off the rails. But we are now replaying the first trailer, and I can't watch this again because I'll just get sick to my stomach.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
Okay, guys, just to quickly recap, we've just watched Terminator Genisys. We've ranked movies from what we believe would be 1 to 5. Johnny C, if we can give a rating, if you could give a rating of Terminator Genisys out of 1 through 10, what would you give it?
4. I give it a 4.
Yeah.
Looks cool. Some parts look cool. I like very little aspects of it. It does, for how convoluted and up itself it is, up its own ass, like it is by itself. It is kind of self-contained, and they do wrap up around like all the time travel loops and all that other stuff. It is kind of well played out for that one self-contained movie. But
all right, 4 out of 10.
Broad, like for the rest of the series, no. But as that little offshoot side universe story, I'll take it.
Javier, if you could please
4.5, and the 0.5 is for the quips that actually worked, and that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. John Daniels here, guys. I will have to give it a 4 out of 10 on the Terminator spectrum or scale. So yeah, if you got it, I mean, just I don't know how many people actually have it on Blu-ray, but if you do have it on Blu-ray, yeah, pop it in.
Who would be foolish enough to buy this?
To be honest, guys, I was bored the other month, and I actually bought it on Amazon Prime, and I watched it, and I asked myself, God damn, what am I doing? Was I bored or what? I mean, it was like, I should have just rented it, or I should have just watched it on YouTube in Spanish, in my Colombian cave.
Were you bored or sad?
I think I was both. I was bored, sad, and I should have just watched it in Colombia, in my little cave here, in the mountainside, with my cousin. By the way, Javier, I believe that's a Hispanic name. Where do you hail from? I'm from the mountainside of Colombia. Cali, Colombia, to be exact.
Lots of different places.
Lots of different places. Okay, good enough. Okay, guys. All right, well, you've just heard our review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please email us. Please call us. Please let us know what you think. And, we're open to any feedback. We'll tune in again for Dark Fate. All right, everyone, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is, whenever you watch this movie. Have a good one.
Peace out.